Trib Live High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Has a throw to first, and that's your ball game. Union has won its first ever WPIAL championship.
There it is. Champions, the Static Lancers.
Strike three. The Union Scotties, golden once again.
One gold, not enough. How about 2 district gold and 2 state gold for the Lady Lancers?
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
9 seconds. Anderson into the corner. It's boys for 3. Shot! Take time.
Look to throw again. Directing traffic. Going for the quarterback in the end zone. Touchdown!
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium here at Clarion West Penn West Clarion University. It is the PIAA Class 1A semifinal football action here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP, as we have the District 7 champion Union Scotties taking on the District 9 champion Port Allegany Gators. Tonight's broadcast at lcsportsnet.com and, as always, on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, brought to you in part by the Union Area Boosters, by Parkstown Restaurant and Lounge, by Pizzas by Marshaloni, by Jefferson Poultry, by Michael Joseph State Farm Insurance. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, by Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, by The Red Zone, by Castle Asphalt, by R. Cunningham Funeral Home, by Medore Bonner Law, by Pontius Insurance, by the Crane Room Grill, by Penn Ohio Bottled Water, by Joseph's Marketplace, by Doran Concrete, by Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty, by Works in Progress, by Hatch Early Learning Systems, by DNR Lawn Care, by Lawrence County Child and Youth Services, by the Tri-County Principals Association, by Something for Your Wall Photography, by the Union Volunteer Fire Department, the Union Area Education Association, and the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. December football. We haven't been able to say that for Lawrence County since 1998. The Scotties trying to be just the second team in Lawrence County history to make it to a state championship game. That's what's on the line here tonight. I'm James Dotson, glad to be here along with Tim Continenza at Clarion University for tonight's contest. Tim, a wild ride it has certainly been from the 10 seed and Road Warriors basically throughout the playoffs as the underdog the entire way through to WPL champions the first time outright in the program history, and now a chance to make even more history tonight with a win the first time ever. They could now, well, it's their first time ever playing in a state playoff game. Obviously, it would be their first chance to go and play for a state title if they get a win tonight.
Yeah, what a ride that Coach Kim Nee has brought to the Scotties this season. And, you know, it's an amazing. He got named late. Once he got the job, you know, he got the kids to buy in with what he wanted to do and how they wanted to be perceived and continue to improve as the season went along. Right away, they showed their abilities in a very tough loss to Canton to open the season. But from that point on, they never got on a losing streak. They only lost 2 more games the rest of the year, but they put winning streaks beyond everything they did. And they capped it off last week with the unbelievable showing against Bishop Canavan with the shutout win 26-0 in a dominating performance. And very well possible, James, that we're seeing this team peak at the right time of the season. Not just what they did in the Whipple Championship, but just how they've been playing each and every week, getting better and better. And it will be a great challenge here tonight against Port Allegany.
Port Allegany at 12-1, the champions out of District 9. Union at 11-3, the champions out of District 7. And just for one more egg in the cap, potentially, a win tonight is a 12-win season, something that Union has never had in their long history of high school football. We're going to step aside here on our LGKG pregame show. When we return, we'll talk about that championship game down at the AC a week ago, the 26-0 victory for the Scotties, and get ready for tonight's game between Union and Port Allegany. That's when we return to PIAA semifinal action right here at lcsportsnet.com and the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services in over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. We thank Melee Chiropractic. We thank all of our fantastic sponsors for allowing us to bring you coverage all year long here at lcsportsnet.com. Tim Continenza, we're already over 40 broadcasts this year. I think we're plenty on pace to maintain our 100 broadcasts per year goal.
I think we may even get it sooner this year than we did last year with this pace. What a phenomenal fall season has been through it all. Not just the football season, but the volleyball season and everything we've transpired so far this year. It's been a lot of fun watching these young athletes perform, and I can't wait to see what Coach Nee has in store tonight for the Union Scotties. You know, James, as we get into a game like this, coaches are not afraid to practice something that they've practiced all year and not shown and want to see it. I'm kind of curious to see what that will be. Obviously, you have a great talent in Thomas at the quarterback, who's a great runner. He can throw the ball well, too. It'll be interesting to see how they use his skill sets, maybe with a special play.
Excuse me. And, last week we were waiting for that, too, waiting for what was that wrinkle going to be. But they kept controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides, offensively and defensively, did Union in that WPIAL championship, 26-0. And with that in mind, like they went to the crazy formation of the 3 linemen, trips each way. They did that a couple times. They did a couple of different things within each of their formations, something that hadn't been seen before, but really didn't go into a quote-unquote full bag of tricks. A couple things that you'll see on film, but and that's basically what they've done over the course of a year. With a first-year coach, you get all the formations in, You have a couple of extra wrinkles here and there, but then you can keep expanding the playbook week after week after week after week, and that's really what makes this a real exciting prospect of, exactly like you said, what wrinkle can they bring out this week that hasn't been seen on film.
Yeah, and it will be interesting to see how they're going to attack it, and obviously when you're in the playoffs, it's win or go home type scenario, so you're going to leave it out on the field, and when you think you have the numbers in the right area where you're running the play, what's going on, what you need to do, we're going to see it. Obviously, the Union Scotties are not afraid to go on fourth down. We've seen that throughout the season. We see that with going for 2 all season long after scoring. I think it's going to be important today to understand it's a 4-down situation a lot throughout this game. And it could be from inside your own 30. We've seen that during this playoff run. I won't be surprised when we see it again here today. I'm not saying you see it in the first quarter or the first drive, but I won't be surprised if it does happen.
And I think for both teams, and we'll talk about that here as we continue on our LGKG pregame show. Let the law firm of AV-rated attorneys at Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, let their AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers guide you through the legal process. LGKG.com. Visit them online for your free consultation. Let's look back real quick, Tim, to that championship game where the defense just absolutely stepped up in the biggest way possible. They actually held the Bishop Canevin team to negative rushing yards until literally the final 2 plays of the game. Just incredible what they did. They controlled the ball offensively, shortened the game in terms of number of possessions, and let the ball hawks on defense get the job done. And you get a Matt Stanley with the fumble recovery and Mike Gunn finishing off with a pick 6. That defense, by far the best we've seen them play all year.
Yeah, they've had their share of showings of good defense throughout the season. It gets kind of overshadowed by what the offense has achieved this year, but they got a shutout earlier this year against Rochester, 6-0. They won, of course, against Bishop Canevin last week, 26-0, but that defense is really just continues to grow, and that's going to be the key. I mean, championships are won first through the defense and then optimistic plays. And last week we seen both of those situations where they had the pick 6 and they had the strip fumble for a touchdown. And that was really turning points in the third quarter when they went back-to-back defensively and scoring on those plays. Really changed the atmosphere of this game from, that Union has the lead, but they're facing Bishop Canevin, the number 1 team who's won the WPIL so many times over the years. It all became now Union has a great opportunity here to finish the job, and they never let up. And that's the coaching staff, that's the seniors, that's the players really getting behind what they wanted to achieve and really putting an exclamation point on that part of the season.
And with that, too, I mean, the things you need to do, and you hear every coach say it, you need to not turn the ball over, which they avoided the turnovers, not commit penalties. They only had, trying to find the official numbers here, 4 penalties in the game compared to 13 or 14 on the other side of the ball.
Right.
And then you need to not turn the ball over, win your own turnover battle, which they did, forcing 4 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles in that contest. And then in the end, it's all about the line of scrimmage play. And more than anything, you won't say that they officially won every battle at the line of scrimmage, but you had individual plays that were great, and then you had opportunities where they confused that Canevin offensive line, and I think that's the key again tonight. You need to be able to do those confusions where you have a lineman stunting and getting a free hit on the quarterback. I mean, we saw Brennan Porter, Caden Fisher absolutely destroy the quarterback Koloszewski in that second half.
They really did. They found a weakness that they could attack, and they went right at it, and Canevin never adjusted all game long to that type of an attack. And as you said, they had some stunts, they had some run blitzes, they got to the quarterback, they made him pay for it every time he went back to pass, either with a sack or a hit. It was really an impressive outing last week in what they did, and it really showed. And then you had leadership on the other side of the ball with Thomas and with the Stanleys. So let's not forget what Matt Stanley brings to this team and what he's able to achieve, either catching the ball, running the offense out of the quarterback position, and just being a threat on the offensive side, catching the ball too. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm like I said, I'm really intrigued by what Coach Nee may choose to do with some of the wrinkles here today. I would love to see Matt Stanley actually maybe throw another throwback type pass to Thomas, or actually pull back and throw to maybe the tight end or to a wide out. Just a quick throw, just to make the Gators think that it's not a 100% run every time.
We'll have to see what that wrinkle might be. That would be a great way to do it. And guess what? Everything from last week means absolutely nothing now. It's wiped slate clean. Yes, it's Port Allegany 12-1 and Union 11-3. Those records go out the window as District 9 and District 7 champions do battle for a place in the state championship. We're going to take another break. We'll come back and continue on our LGKG pregame show. We're about 11 minutes away from kickoff, and you're going to be able to listen to it right here at lcsportsnet.com and, as always, on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
I've had so many teachers come up to me and say that they laugh every single time that they hear Castle Asphalt.
Oh, yeah?
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Looking to buy, sell, or rent in Lawrence County? Get Realtor Michael Kirkwood Jr. in your starting lineup today. Michael Kirkwood Jr. of Castle Realty caters to buyers, sellers, and renters of Lawrence County and the surrounding areas. Call Michael Kirkwood Jr. at 724-301-1482 today. Check out his current listings or list your home at castle-realty.com. People you know, people you trust.
We trust it's going to be a great game here tonight between the Union Scotties and the Port Allegany Gators, and two teams that I can't tell you enough how similar these two teams are, Tim. First off, let's just look at history. District 9, they've only made it to the state championship game three times in history. Port A would be the fourth all-time. Union, out of Lawrence County, only once has a Lawrence County team ever made it to a state championship game. The state championship's only going back to 1988 for the PIAA, and that was Newcastle back in '98. So it's been nearly 25 years since we've been able to say that we have a Lawrence County team going to the state title. And first off, it's sad that we can't be talking about Hershey and the sweetest place on earth for football season. It is the road to Cumberland Valley for the championship, but still, it's going to be historic one way or the other.
It really will be, and that's really something I think they've kind of brought up throughout the week here to their kids, and saying that it's an opportunity to do something special, and it's something that they can really not just hang their hats on and talk about for years to come, but they can leave a lasting mark on this Union Scotties program. Yes, they're the first WPIAL champion, which is phenomenal, something that they'll always talk about, but an opportunity to take it to the next step, win this semifinal game, and then have the opportunity to play for a state title game. That will be special. And it all begins on the defensive side, and there are a couple players that they're going to have to really pay attention to is Blaine Moses, who's rushed for over 1,000 yards this year, has 20 TDs for the Gators, and quarterback Drew Evans, who is a dual threat. He can run the ball and he can throw the ball.
Yeah, Evans, and again, in the similarity, so you mentioned first, and Blaine Moses, 6'3", 215 pounds, basically is a little bit of a taller version of a Mark Stanley style runner. He's over 1,000 yards rushing on the year. Then you mentioned the dual threat quarterback, over 500 yards rushing. for Drew Evans, very similar in style, maybe not quite as speedy or as athletic as a Braylon Thomas, but kind of that same sort of pedigree. And then the do-it-all back, the one I'm most going to be watching tonight is number 20, Noah Archer, 5'10", 170-pounder, very similar in style of play to what a Mike Gunn does. He'll line up in the backfield, he'll line up at wide receiver, and he's just shy of 1,000 rushing yards, but he also leads the team with nearly 700 receiving yards as well. He's the main threat. He had 2 receiving touchdowns and over 200 total yards of offense last week. So that's, again, I think the thing you're going to be watching out for the most is where this guy is on the field.
Yeah, I mean, he's counted for 19 touchdowns, both receiving and rushing this year for the Gators. And it's going to be, a kind of a three-headed monsters where you're going to put your defensive coordinator and your players understanding what position they're in and where they're at all times throughout tonight's ball game. And it's going to be a challenge for Coach Nee and his coaching staff, but they love that idea. I mean, I'm sure they were excited about the opportunity when they seen the films and tried to game plan coming in tonight's game. But you look on the other side, you look at the Union Scotties, there's so many good players to talk about. Two of the players that we talk about as receivers that have done a great job, James, is Dane Jonke and Maddox Thompson. They both brought something to the games throughout this playoff run and what they have achieved.
And right now we're going to pause and take a step aside during the playing of our national anthem. Back in a moment with kickoff here from Penn West Clarion University.
At our Cunningham Funeral Home and Crematory, we are a proud 6th-generation, family-owned and operated funeral home located centrally in the Newcastle and Neshannock communities. Our large facility and experienced staff allows us to accommodate any family with personalized services. To learn more about our services and pre-planning, visit our website at www.cunninghamfh.com or follow us on Facebook. Allow our family to help your family.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Our kids are superheroes with extraordinary abilities to explore and learn. All our programs are filled with amazing children, but we need help. We're hiring group supervisors, assistant group supervisors, aides, and many other support positions. If you love to work with children as young as 6 weeks old, then you could be a superhero too. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County. Apply today at lcap.org.
Back here at Memorial Stadium, Penn West Clarion University. As you're listening with our friends at the NFHS Network, I know there's plenty of watch parties out there. We're going to try to sync you up here as Union captains are making their way towards midfield. Now Port Allegany's coming out as well. The captains, Brennan Porter, Caden Fisher, and Mark Stanley for Union. Drew Evans, Blaine Moses, Noah Archer, the three-headed monster out there, as well as Miska Young, the lineman for the Port Allegany Gators. And you can hear a lot of the Port fans down beneath us. We are on the home side, Union on the visitor side, but holy cow for Class 1A football. This is a pretty packed house here for the state semifinals tonight.
It certainly is, and it's going to be a lot of fun watching and listening to the reaction of the crowd. And you know what? There should be. Both these schools have not gotten this far very often, and it's very first time here for Union. So, everybody in Union Township, the last person, make sure the lights are all off and the doors are all locked, because you should be here cheering on this team, and it should be a lot of fun.
Well, I know that there are a few that were left behind. One of our associate sponsors for tonight's game at Parkstown, they are doing a watch party. We thank Parkstown Restaurant and Lounge. We also thank Pizzas by Marcelloni, Union Boosters, Jefferson Poultry, and State Farm Insurance, Michael Joseph, for their help tonight in making this game possible. The Port Allegany will receive. There's a signal from our head referee. Port Allegany in the all-black with the orange trim, the gator on the lid with orange numbers. Union in the white uniforms, all white uniforms with blue numbers, and the silver helmets with the split U. Union will be going left to right as you hear it and as you see it if you are watching with our friends at NFHS. Again, we'll try to sync it up right during the kickoff. Real quick, Tim, some keys for you in tonight's contest.
The key will be defensively here for Union. They have to get pressure, get into the backfield, stop Moses before he gets started, and make Port Allegany change their focus from one of their players. Take Moses away and see if that then just means that the biggest player you have to stop then is Archer and the quarterback and Drew Evans.
And both these teams love to run the ball first and foremost. Yes, they both have 1,000-yard passers, but they run it first, and they want to establish the line of scrimmage, control the clock, and for Port A, you'll see a lot of that no-huddle style like what Laurel does. They run up to the line. They sometimes snap it, but more often than not, they then look to the sideline, get a new play call in. Everybody's got the wristbands, even the linemen. Then they get back set, and we'll snap it with 2 seconds on the clock more often than not. So we'll keep an eye on that and how Union can adjust and not tip the plays too early either.
It will be definitely a battle of coaches and their chess match here tonight, making the adjustments on the fly as they go. And, yeah, when you have that no-huddle offense and you have the opportunity to go to the line and get adjustments in what you want to do and how you're going to run, what the blocking assignments may be, or if you're going left, right, or up the middle type scenario. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know if it's going to be more of an RPO-style offense. We'll wait and see how it goes, but I think that's going to be key here for Union is, Braylon Thomas. Everything runs through him. He has to, make really good decisions and not turn over the ball and get all his complement players involved offensively, which they have done. The offensive line has been terrific this year, doing a great job, so that has to continue here tonight to control the line of scrimmage.
The officials meeting at midfield. They break their huddle, and we're about ready to get going. The referee is Paul Pilotowski, umpire Paul Giannini, Norm Stanford is the linesman, side judge Chip Burns, field judge Greg Roberts, field judge is Steve Norris, and the back judge, John Muller. Braylon Thomas will kick it off. He goes into the huddle and gets ready to break it and get ready for tonight's game. Again, Union would be the first time ever. It's only the second time they've ever played a District 9 team in their history. Port Allegany, their fourth ever game in the state playoffs, their second trip to the semis. The last one was 10 years ago. They were defeated by Clairton 44-12. Which of these schools will make their first trip to a state championship? We'll find out here over the next 48 minutes of game time. Thomas approaches, and he boots it away. It's a low line drive kick. Actually caught by an up man at the 38-yard line. Good job by one of the up men for Port A to just catch it and go down immediately. Jake Kauser, a good job to do so.
Yeah, it really was. Great reaction as he was kind of a low squib kick down the middle, and he just reached out like a shortstop and fell on the ball, and they'll have it in great field position at the 39-yard line to start this drive.
Your starting lineup is brought to you by Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty. Call Realtor Michael Kirkwood Jr. at 724-301-1482 for your residential or commercial property needs. Starting quarterback for Port Allegany, Drew Evans, the senior. You'll see Blaine Moses and Noah Archer in the backfield as well, but Archer, one of the receivers in a four-receiver set. He's going to come in motion, fake to him, hand off to the big man Archer. He's stuffed at the line, but keeps the legs going. Gets out to about the 40, maybe the 41-yard line for a gain of 2. Peyton Stiles is the leading receiver along with Archer. Nick Wilfong and Aiden Bliss, a couple freshman receivers as well. And the O-line, Juso Young, Carson Neely, Levi Wilfong, Miska Young, and Braylon Button.
Mark Stanley was on that tackle along with some other Union Scotties, and he comes off the field lowering his left shoulder a little bit. We'll have to see if that is something to keep an eye on throughout this ballgame.
Not a good start there if your nose tackle, Mark Stanley, is off the field early. It's another handoff to the big man. He actually hurdles over a man and gets out to the 45-yard line, does Moses. That one for a gain of 4 yards. It'll be third down and about 4 to go.
This is an important third down. You want to establish defensively what you want to do. This is a scenario you're going to face throughout this game. You have to win third downs, 3rd down and 4.
2 receivers each way to get to the line, and they look to jump. They do not go over the line. Trying with the hard count. Union staying disciplined here in the early going. Still 20 seconds on the play clock as Port will go to the armbands again. Now going to the right of the quarterback is the running back Blaze, and he's going to be the lead blocker, just a design run the whole way, and that's where Evans gets most of his yards on the ground. It's just those design runs. He needed 4, and he got 4.
Yeah, he just followed his blockers. His fullback kind of led the way as he just followed him, got down low and dove for the sticks and got to it.
The defensive starters, Mark Stanley, Joel Mitchell, and Antonio Perez on the defensive line. Inside backers are Brennan Porter and Matt Stanley. Caden Fisher and Maddox Thompson on the outside linebackers. Elijah Booker, Dane Jonke, Grayson Blakely, and Mike Gunn in the secondary for the Scotties. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Port will go with a handoff, almost losing the handoff, actually, was Noah Archer. Falls forward across midfield, picks up 4 yards. So gains of 2, 4, 4, and now 4 again. And so far in the early going, that's what Port likes to do.
Yeah, a little misdirection there by Archer, and coming back to the ball, got a high handoff, but was able to secure it as he moved forward, getting that 3-yard gain.
10 minutes remaining in the opening quarter, first drive of the game. And this is how Port started their game in the semifinals against Reynolds, a good, strong team out of District 10 that they ended up mercy ruling in the quarterfinals. Archer from the slot, fake on the jet sweep to him, keeper by the quarterback, and it's not going very far. Good job to fight by Evans to get to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 to go.
Mark Stanley back in the game there, making the play defensively here for the Scotties, bringing up a 3rd down and long.
Yeah, that's big having Mark Stanley back out there. 6'2", 250-pound senior nose tackle. 3rd down, tight formation right now as the Gators get the play call. 2 receivers each way. Looks like it's Archer to the left of Evans on 3rd down and 7. Dropping back is Evans, looking down the field, now rolling to his left, throw over the middle. Man, wide open, caught at the sticks for a 1st down. Now coming to the near sideline to the 30, to the 25-20. Down at about the 16-yard line. On the catch and run, believe that was Peyton Stiles making the reception, just left wide open over the middle of the field.
Yeah, it was Stiles on the reception, and basically what happened is you had most of the players and the linebackers and that coming in trying to get to the quarterback, left him open, and he came across from the right to the left side, and Evans found him wide open and hit him, and he was able to advance the ball deep into the red zone.
Into the red zone they go. Make sure you stop by the red zone for all your county sporting apparel needs. Direct snap to the quarterback, design run to the left, follows his block, puts his hand on the back of the pulling guard, and actually will pick up about 3 yards on 1st down. Will Evans on the keeper.
So now if you're Union's defense, you just got to put that play out of your mind. You're moving on. 2nd down and 7 coming up here. You just want to put them on 4th down and make them make a decision on what they want to do when it comes to 4th down here and try to keep them out of the end zone.
Neither team with a kicking game either on the year. No field goals or extra points attempted all year for Union. Just 4 attempted all year by Port. Option look to the right. Evans, late pitch out to Noah Archer. He's actually able to evade a man in the backfield. Somehow, actually, the knee did go down, they say, back at the 15. So that's a loss of 2 on the option.
Yeah, great defense there. Everyone stayed in their responsibilities, and they were able to shoot the gap. When he made the pitch, they went right to the runner, and they made the stop.
So on that loss of 2, it will be 3rd down and long. Call it 3rd and 9. Coming up for Port with 7:33 remaining in the opening quarter. So we're already good chunk of time taken off the clock. 4.5 minutes on this opening drive. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Gators. 9th play of the drive, they take the snap. It's going to be an inside pitch forward to Archer, going on the right edge, following blockers, and he's going to have enough for the 1st down. Good design play call. It's a jet sweep, but they pitch it forward for a pass. Needed 9, he got 10.
Yeah, get that little pitch fast going forward, so if he drops it, it's just an incomplete ball. But in the process, he was able to get to the edge on the right side, turn it upfield, and get to that 1st down. 1st and goal here for Port.
3 3rd downs faced, 3 3rd downs passed, I guess, basically, best way to put it, that they've
been successful on those 3rd downs. Now it's 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. We're down to 6:50 remaining in the opening quarter. Long first drive for the Gators like they've done basically all year long. I formation, Moses in front of Archer. He'll get the handoff, trying to bounce to the near sideline, now cutting up the field. He'll be held up at about the 3-yard line after a gain of about 3 yards. Yeah, just following his blockers to the left-hand side and challenging this Scotties defense. Getting 3, bringing up 2nd down and goal coming up here for the Gators.
And right now, just the Union defense has to hold firm. We've already been out there for 10 plays. This will be number 11. The first 6 minutes of play have already come off of the clock. Here, down to 6:15 remaining in the opening quarter as Evans goes under center. I formation again. Archer dotting the I. Long count. They're going to hand it to the first man through, and trying to power his way forward is the fullback on the play, Moses, and he does cross the plane for the 2-yard touchdown run. Blaine Moses, his 21st rushing touchdown of the season. Talk about balance. Moses, Archer, Evans, each with 3 carries apiece. An 11-play scoring drive. Port on the board first.
Yeah, the three-headed monster that Port has used all season long coming through there on that opening drive. The most important thing was third down. They were able to succeed and get first downs on all 3 opportunities to set up that touchdown run there by Blaine Moses.
And they will attempt an extra point here with Jared Funk. Again, numbers we got, he's only made 3 of them on the year. Snap back, kick is up. It's off the left upright and no good. So 6-0 the score remains here with 6:04 remaining in the opening quarter. Back in a moment. It's the state semifinals here at lcsportsnet.com.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Now Union gets their chance to possess the football, Tim. You give up an 11-play, 61-yard scoring drive. Capped off by the 2-yard run by Blaine Moses. There's your Joseph's Marketplace drive summary. Make sure you, how about check them out? December 14th, I believe it's in the Shenley Plaza, is where they will have their annual fish sale. As the ball is booted away on a low line drive, taken on one hop at the 20-yard line. That's Gunn going to the far side on the return, has some blockers, comes upfield at the 40, breaks away, now breaks to the outside. That's Thomas on the return, actually. Now he's going backwards, still evading tacklers, and goes out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. So good starting field position from Union, but Tim, just about having short-term memory, I think that's the key right now, right?
Oh, there's no question about it, and you're itching to get on the field offensively, get behind your quarterback and Braylon Thomas and your feature guys in Mike Gunn and Mark Stanley and Matt Stanley. You got Thomas, you got Booker, you got Junkie. You got a lot of weapons here. So you got to just get in and playing Scotties football, and that's exactly what they're going to do starting at their own 40.
There's your starting lineup, basically, brought to you by Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty. We'll get the offensive line after this first down snap. Thomas gets it. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to run design the entire way. Tries to get to the outside. Breaks away from one tackle. Breaks away from another and falls forward at about the 42-yard line. Good pressure to push him up the field and really extend that play. I believe coming up was Tristan Kaiser to do that. Actually, no, check that. It was Noah Archer from his corner position.
Yeah, they marked him just a 2-yard gain on that play, but really impressive with Thomas waiting for his blockers and then excelling, getting around a couple defenders and getting positive yards that it looked like might be a 2 or 3 yard loss on the play.
Mike Thomas, Robert McCurdy, Mason Benedict, Jordan Brown, and Jamel Mitchell on the offensive line. Facing 2nd down and 8, ball on the right hash. Mark Stanley to the left of Thomas, who's in the gun. He's going to roll and run that way. Finds a hole up the middle, cuts forward, and he's hit immediately right at the line of scrimmage. Actually may have lost a yard as the hole was there, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, they closed it perfectly. You got to give a lot of credit there on the film study here for Port Allegany as they were able to really close that gap when they seen Stanley take that snap and roll to his left. Everybody was going with it, and then the linebackers closed that hole and caused a 1 yard loss.
This first quarter brought to you by Pizzas by Marcelloni. Enjoy pizzas, pasta, sub, and wings made hot and fresh when you order. 3rd down coming up. 3 receivers to the right for the Scotties. Mark Stanley to the left of Thomas in the gun on 3rd and 9. 4:30 remaining in the opening quarter. Dropping back. Thomas looks to throw. Fires to the near sideline. Coming back to the ball. Making a catch right at the sticks. He'll have enough for the first down. Maddox Thompson. Good job to come back to it. Needed 9. Got 10.
Yeah, he made a great route. Kind of just the old-fashioned button hook, if you remember that as a kid. And he come curling back, and then he ran back to the ball. Got it and went down because he knew he got 11 and he needed 10.
Yeah, perfect route run to get past the sticks and actually into Port Allegany territory as well on that play. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line of Port. We're down to 4 minutes remaining right now here from Penn West Clarion University. First time we'll see Matt Stanley in the Wildcat. He'll go design run behind Mark on the left. Has a little hole, tries to bounce outside, gets across the 45, down to the 44-yard line. Good gain of 5 yards on first down. Stanley just some downhill running.
Yeah, just power football, what we expect here from Union. They go left side with Matt, and Matt just followed his blocker and his brother Mark Stanley and was able to pick up 5. Now it'll be interesting to see. You got second down and medium here. There's a lot you can choose to do, but their bread and butter is to stay on the ground. We'll probably see more of that.
Matt checks out, and Braylon's back out there on the field. Looks like they're going to go unbalanced line to the right here on second down. So there's a little bit of a wrinkle for the Scotties. Down to 7 on the play clock. Man in motion coming across and getting set is Fisher. They're going to go design run for Thomas up the middle. Goes around and 1, goes around through. He's got the first down out to the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Patience, the hole showed up, and he took advantage.
And exactly, Braylon Thomas's vision is so well, and he waits for that opening, and he jets through it and picks up, more than the 5. He picks up close to 10 on the play, and you get a first down here for the Scotties, keeping this drive alive on their first opportunity on the offense.
Yeah, Port leading 6-0 as they went down an 11-play drive to start the game. Union about to go with their 6th snap of their opening drive. We're already down to 2:35 remaining in the opening quarter. Tim, we might be out of here by 8:30 at this rate.
It really could. It'd be back. I'll probably spend more time in the car today than I did at the game.
But we're going to have a Ponch's Insurance timeout at 2:28 remaining just to slow the pace down momentarily. Make sure you visit ponchosinsurance.com. Request your quote for auto, home, business, or life insurance. And want to also remind you, this first quarter is brought to you by Pizzas by Marcelloni, serving the area for over 25 years with locations on West Washington Street in Newcastle, also locations in Hermitage and West Middlesex. We thank them and all of our proud sponsors here today for making this broadcast happen. We're glad you can join us live or archived here at LCSportsNet.com. With 2:28 remaining in the opening quarter. It's a 6-0 lead for Port Allegany, trying to make their first state championship appearance, as is Union here today. And so far, Tim, a good response on this drive for the Scotties.
It really is. And interesting choice here on first down and 10 at the 34-yard line of Port Allegany. You got a wide open play. If you want to do like a little play action or RPO with Thomas, this is a great opportunity here on first down.
They're going to have 2 receivers to the left. They're going to bring both tight ends from left to right. So now 2 tight ends to the right for Thomas. They're going to go and hand off. Actually fake the handoff. Now Matt Stanley's going to be a lead blocker extra for Thomas, who goes over a tackler at the 28-yard line down to the 27 for a pickup of 7. So there again, a little bit of a wrinkle to see both Stanley and Braylon Thomas in the backfield.
Yeah, a little RPO there basically. He had the opportunity to give it to Stanley, but he decided to keep it. Use Stanley as a blocker, get out in front, and pick up 6 on the play.
So an old school, an RRO.
Yeah.
A run option. Only 1 pass thrown by the Scotties on this drive, a 10-yard third down completion earlier in the drive. 2nd down and 4, under 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Now both tight ends go to the left. There's also 2 receivers to the left. Ball on the right hash. They're going to go same idea, fake, and going to keep it with Thomas. He's got the first down. He's inside the 20. Actually hit right at the 20. Spins away from that tackle and falls forward. Keeps the legs going and will be right on the edge of the red zone.
Yeah, Thomas made a nice play there, just following his blockers and then kicking it outside again to get it closer to the edge and getting enough yards to get that first down, just knocking outside the red zone.
We thank our friends at the Red Zone. They had a great shirt design. It was doubted and proud was the slogan. That was the football team's slogan all season and all through the postseason. And glad to see those. A lot of black shirts in the stands over on the far sideline wearing the doubted and proud shirts and sweatshirts. They're watching their Scotties with 1st and 10, just over a minute to play in the opening quarter. Trailing 6-0. First drive of the game for Union. Same formation. This time they do hand it off to Stanley. Coming to the near sideline. Gets to the edge. Inside the 15. Down towards the 10-yard line before he's upended. And that should be probably 1st and goal right at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it took 3 players to bring him down. Tristan Kaiser was the leading tackler there for Port. But what a great run there by Stanley, just following his blockers, and once he got to the edge, turning on his speed.
Under a minute to play, now 45 seconds in the opening quarter. Same formation, 2 tight ends, Stanley, that's Matt Stanley, to the right of Thomas on 1st and goal. Scotty's looking to answer. Handoff again for Stanley. He cuts upfield, lowers his shoulder, lowers the boom, and gets knocked down at the 4-yard line. Man, big guy, big hit from the little guy, 5'10", 180, Matt Stanley.
Yeah, I'm not sure they'll get another play off this quarter, but what an impressive drive here for the Scotties as they continue to use Mark and Matt Stanley. Mark blocking, Matt running, and Braylon Thomas taking advantage every time he has the ball in his hands.
So we've had one drive for Port Allegany. That's 11 plays. Union will have their 10th play of their drive, but not until we flip sides of the field to quarter number 2. It's 6-0 Port Allegany over Union. Back in a moment here on your home for the PIAA Semifinals. It's Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Having a safe and healthy home is not something to play games with, especially if your home was built before 1978. You may be exposed to extremely harmful lead-based paint hazards. If you're concerned about lead in your home, don't roll the dice on your family's safety. LCAP's Healthy Homes Lead Hazard Reduction Program is here to help you win the battle. Your family's health and safety is the goal. Contact the Department of Healthy Homes today.
The second quarter is brought to you tonight by the Union Area Boosters. They have fundraisers coming up, a night at the races on February 18th, the annual golf outing coming up on Memorial Day weekend. Make sure you check out the Facebook page of Union Area Boosters for all of those details. The details so far, well, a lot of running. Only 3 combined passes thrown and a lot of offense, but only 6 points on the board as Union trying to complete their second drive. They're going to have Wildcat here with Mike Gunn in the gun. Next to him, in the shotgun is Matt Stanley on second and goal from the 5. It's going to be a keeper for Gunn, lowers his shoulder, fights for, reaches for the goal line. He's going to be down at about the 2-yard line on Gunn's first carry of the night. And that's, I believe, unofficially only his 4th of the postseason.
Yeah, just again, kind of that RPO style fake handoff to the running back where he pulls it back and then heads up the middle for a quick hole and a gainer getting down inside the 3-yard line.
3 yards down to the 2-yard line. Gunn checks out, and Thomas will check back in on 3rd and goal. Early second quarter. Can Union respond, trailing 6-0? Thomas in the gun. They'll have Matt to the left. 2 tight ends to the left. They'll keep him there. That's where Thomas looks to run. Goes towards the corner. He's going to be strung out nicely and driven backwards back to the 5-yard line. Port was able to secure the edge up the field and force a loss of 3.
Yeah, they went to the short side of the field, and all 8 of the defenders were there pursuing. So Thomas never really had a chance to really extend that play going to the short side of the field, and they were able to get him on a 2-yard loss. So a big 4th down play coming up here for Coach Nee.
Well, they had fourth and goal from the 5-yard line to score their first touchdown in the game against Bishop Canterman. Can they do the same here on this one? And it looks like Union's going to take their second Pontius Insurance timeout of the first half.
Yeah, give Agent Dan Pontius, Jessica Wielding, and Tracy Giddings a call today and get started. Visit them online at PontiusInsurance.com. Request a quote for your auto, home, business, or life insurance. That is PontiusInsurance.com.
Remember, coming up at the half, we'll have our Castle Asphalt halftime show. If you're looking for quality, cost-efficient paving and construction services, well, you've come to the right place. Castle Asphalt and Construction will make your visions for your project a reality. 10:41 remaining, early second quarter, 6-0 Port with the lead. Here comes the 12th play of the drive. Tim, we'll put you in the coach's huddle. What's the play call here?
I think you got to spread them out and put basically a kind of a 5-wide look, maybe with the 2 tight ends on each side, and then see if Thomas can either make a decision where he has opening where he can use his speed to get to the end zone, or you just find an open receiver and maybe look for like someone like Caden Fisher, who we've seen do really well out of tight end position in this situation.
He lines up on the right. Mark Stanley also to the right of Thomas, and they're going to have a whistle and a timeout called before the snap?
Yeah, by Port, I believe.
The official comes over to the Port Allegany coach, and
so they're going to say no timeout?
So, I mean, Coach Nee is living on the far side because they just gave up what their play call was.
Yeah, you got to.
They let the play snap, then they blow the whistle, blow it dead to go talk to a Port Allegany coach, and there's no timeout given.
You got to give the timeout there. You have no choice if you're the official.
And Coach,
it's an unofficial timeout, and they got a chance to see what you're doing. That's
so now Union's going to have to change their play call potentially because now Port has an idea of what's going to be happening. So at the line, Thomas is changing the play in the gun, dropping out. He does roll out to his right, looks over the middle, has a man open, cut! Jonky in the end zone for the touchdown.
Jonky made a nice move as he got into the end zone. He turned around, put his hands up high, and Thomas delivered it above the defenders. And Jonky made a great catch in the end zone to tie this game at 6 on 4th down and 5.
Dane Jonky's 4th receiving touchdown of the season. He high-pointed it and makes it a tie game 6-6 with 10:35 remaining in the opening quarter on the 5-yard reception. And now every conversion, every Cunningham Funeral Home conversion is going to be huge here tonight.
Yeah, we talked about that throughout this playoff run where they have had trouble getting that extra 2 points every time. They got one last week against Canavan. They need to continue that thought and get the lead here.
They got to hurry. 2 on the play clock. Will Thomas get the snap off in time? He does. He goes to throw right, and he is upended as the lineman got blown up into the backfield and just basically ran right into the quarterback. That was the wrestling PIAA finalist, Miska Young, who made the play to keep it a 6-6 game, Tim.
Yeah, they went with that 3 lineman look where they had the receivers out wide left and right with the 3 look. Unfortunately, I think what happened is that play came in so late they couldn't make a decision on what they wanted to do. And Thomas, they snapped the ball at the last second. They would almost been better off with the 5-yard penalty and drawing up a new play in that scenario, or calling a timeout and going back on. But they're tied at 6. That's the most important thing.
That is the most important thing. And before we have this kickoff, a quick message from the Union Area Education Association.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association. And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
We thank them for their support of Scotty Athletics all year long here at lcsportsnet.com. Tied at 6 with 10:35 remaining in the first half. Another short kick and just smothered like a grenade at the 41-yard line. Good job and good recognition yet again on the return. That's number 24, Jake Kauser again.
Yeah, Kauser made a nice. He's there in the middle. That must be part of their strategy, is to try to get those squib kicks early to give them great field position. Last week we seen where it was gone deep a few times and it caught Canavan deep in their own territory. They had to go a long ways. When you're a running team, you want short fields. They're only 59 yards from the goal line.
Well, can't say much more than this. You got 2 very well-coached teams here. I think that goes without saying. An 11-play scoring drive for Port and a 12-play scoring drive for Union in response. Archer gets the handoff, bounce to the outside. He's got some room past the 45 out to the 46-yard line. Mark it down at the 47. Looked like he was stuffed in the backfield, but he kept the legs going and got to the edge.
Yeah, he's a quick guy. He's kind of a water bug type runner. And once he gets in, he can shoot and move quickly. Went to his left and got about 3-4 extra yards when he did that.
Second down and 4 to go. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. The second quarter again brought to you by the Union Area Boosters, continued supporters of our broadcast of Scotty Athletics here at lcsportsnet.com. They'll go 2 receivers each way. Will Port Allegany. They'll snap it with 6 on the play clock. Design run for the quarterback. Lowers his shoulder to Evans. It gets right in the middle of that Clarion Eagle logo at midfield. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
And this is what Port wants to do. They want to get good yardage on 1st and 2nd down, put them in really short 3rd down situations, and see if they can pop one as you bring your linebackers maybe closer to the line trying to stop something. This is what they have done. It's a great opportunity to do something different, and here comes the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, it's a quick quarterback sneak, and kind of interesting because the lineman, when they got the snap, really the lineman didn't even move. It was kind of a deceptive quarterback sneak. It goes for 3 yards and a cloud of dust and another 3rd down. How about 4 for 4 on 3rd down conversion so far for Port?
Yeah, the key here, they did have a 3rd down and 9 they converted earlier. That was really the big part of that last drive from Union. Has to be successful on 1st and 2nd down here. If they can get a stop behind the line of scrimmage, it'd be huge.
And an encroachment certainly does not help that. First penalty of the game will be encroachment for a free 5 yards. And those are the penalties and mistakes that Union was able to avoid in the WPIAL championship.
Yeah, 1st down and 5, your playbook is wide open. If you want to take a shot downfield, even though you're a running team, this is a perfect opportunity to do it.
1st and 5 as Port will get the call from their sideline with 8:50 remaining in the first half, and it's only the third total possession of this game. Incredible. Well, we had a 5-minute and 56-second drive on first drive for Port, and just about as long for Union on their first drive. No gain, maybe a slight gain of 1 for Noah Archer on that carry.
Yeah, Archer had nowhere to go. The defense was right there on the left-hand side of the line. Made a nice play on the ball. Bring up second down and 4. So it's basically kind of like a 6-yard gain, counting that penalty on first down.
And we have an injured Scotty on the field after that play as well. I believe that might be Matt Stanley down in the middle of the field. Teams are going to go to the sideline. And as will Matt, he just needs a little help to get to his feet, though he is a little bit ginger as he makes his way towards the sideline. He'll have to step out, but what a huge person that Matt Stanley has been for this team. They got through the beginning of the season, or of the preseason and winter summer training, and they decided, you know what, I do miss it. I do want to come and play for the first time since middle school. Not only has he been the Wildcat stalwart, but he's been a huge force in that middle linebacker position. He's forced a turnover in all 4 playoff games.
And we're talking about one of the better athletes in the school this year. So anytime you can add a player like that, the coaching staff.
Ball's loose on the fumble right up the middle, and falling on it is going to be Maddox Thompson. It was a handoff to the first man through, Blaine Moses. He was right at the first down marker when the ball just popped up into the air, and there's your first Medore Bonner Law change in possession. Blaine Moses unable to protect the possessions. Make sure you protect yours by going to MedoreBonnerLaw.com.
What a huge defense. That ball popped out, kind of a bad exchange, and he moved forward, and it was hit hard there by the defense here for the Scotties. They took full advantage of it. Now's the opportunity here for the Union's offense. They have to put together what they do best, running the ball, controlling the plays, and get down and try to score before half. They got 8 minutes to do that.
They took 6 minutes off the clock on their first possession, just about. Get you that official number here in a moment. 1st and 10. Thomas in the gun. He's going to drop back, looks to throw on the far sideline, caught on the hook route by Jonke. He's going to fight forward, get enough for the first down, and then get leveled out of bounds as he kept fighting forward close to midfield.
Really nice play there by Jonke. Not only did he catch the ball just before the sticks, he was able to make a move to his left, go down the sideline, and keep picking up about 7 or 8 more yards, taking it all the way down to the 47-yard line of the Scotties. A huge play on first down. That's what they need. They need to do a couple change-ups like that, throwing the ball, to keep this Port defense on edge. And now they can really have their playbook in front of them to run the game the way they think necessary. We've seen Thomas throw the ball 3 or 4 times in a row. You may see that on this drive.
That's a 20-yard pickup on first down. Thomas will keep it himself across midfield, fighting forward on the far sideline out to the 48-yard line, from one 48 to the other for a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, the 6'2", 180-pound junior quarterback just following his blockers, did a little fake with it and got Mark Stanley out in front of him and just followed him down the line, and was able to pick up 4 yards on the carry.
4-yard carry there, 2nd down and 6.
So a 5-minute, 56-second drive for Port on their touchdown drive. 7 minutes, 29 seconds in response for the Scotties on their drive. They're on their second possession now, are the Scotties. They have 2nd down and 6 from the Port Allegany 48-yard line. Thomas trying to go to the right, gets a dual block on the far sideline, and he's got the first down to the 40 out at the 39-yard line. What a great foundation play, because it looked like the rusher was going to get to the edge, but then a huge block made by Mark Stanley. That's your Doran Foundation. Laying the foundation block by DoranConcrete.com. Make sure you give him a call for your free estimate today.
Yeah, he made a nice play there. Once he got that block, that's why I was saying he had an opportunity to go down the sidelines. Got knocked out, but he had some green in front of him, and we get a Pontius Insurance timeout here for Port after that big run there by Thomas.
Thank them for Pontius Insurance for all of their help. And we again give a shout out to our friends, the Union Boosters. Second quarter brought to you by the Union Boosters. Make sure you stay tuned on the Union Boosters Facebook page for information on upcoming events. With 7:11 remaining in the first half, 6-6, only the second possession of the game for Union. I mean, the way this game is going with controlling of the clock, Tim, that turnover and any turnover in this game is going to be huge.
Yeah, and you have to take advantage of this situation. Obviously, we know there's no kicking game in a sense to get 3 points on a drive. But this is going to be important. You get an extra possession. You take one away from Port. You have to cash in here, and especially late in the second quarter. So this will be a opportunity here to maybe to get double dip. If you can score before half, you're going to get the second half kickoff too.
3 receivers to the left on 1st and 10 for Union. Ball at the Port 39-yard line. Man in motion out of the backfield is Mike Gunn. They're going to throw it to him in the flat. Caught at the 45. Goes upfield. Has some room to the 45. High steps a man to the 30. And it's going to depend on the spot, but he is right at the sticks.
Yeah, nice play there by Gunn. Getting out in the flat, getting more of a one-on-one. He's going to be just shy of that first down.
Forward pass, backwards pass. What do you want to call that?
I would think it was forward pass, yeah.
Well, we got some great help to our left, so we're going to go with the wonderful crew of people we have. I can't tell you how awesome it is. The people here with us, so it'll go for a 9-yard gain marked down at the 30-yard line.
So 2nd down and 1 here.
You want to talk about the playbook being wide open, Tim?
Yes. If you're going to use Mark Stanley, this is a great opportunity to use him as a runner. Or a blocker.
Yeah, will be the lead blocker trying to get to the near sideline. 1st down and then some, down to about the 21-yard line, but Thomas comes up with his hands on his head. He slipped down at the end of the play, and he is down. He is not getting up, and to add insult to injury, there is a flag on the play that's going to push Union back as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think they're going to get a tug of the jersey here on one of the offensive linemen as he was able to turn the corner. What happened to Thomas there is he turned the corner and he was able to go downfield. When he went out of bounds, unfortunately, he slipped and he hit his head first, and then the rest of the body went down. So I think that is what the concern is. That could be a huge scenario going here if this is a kind of a ding to the head in a concussion type scenario. So they will take a good look at him, but this will be a huge turn in this game here if Braylon Thomas is unable to go. But it seems like he's setting up now, so he'll be out for at least one play, we know for sure.
And usually that's, a tough scenario for a team, but when you have Wildcat like you've gone all year with Matt Stanley and at times Mike Gunn, it makes it a little bit easier to deal with. And good to see he gets to his feet, does Braylon Thomas. He'll have to make the long walk across the field with a little bit of assistance. But, I mean, he's been your stalwart, the junior quarterback. His first year as a starting quarterback, by the way, Tim, and he's only thrown for over 1,000 yards, rushed for just now over 1,400 yards on the season. But the 53 yards across the field might be the longest that he's had to make in some time right now.
And the flag's at the 31-yard line, so that's where they will mark this off from. And it will be kind of a holding penalty against Union. So that's put the ball back to the 41-yard line and bring up a 2nd down and 11 coming up.
So a loss of 1 officially then on the carry for Thomas, and then the holding call to back it up to the 41 of Union. Or of Port Allegany, excuse me. So still in plus territory are the Scotties. We're down to 6:58 remaining in the first half, tied at 6. It'll be 2nd down and 12 when the teams come back out onto the field.
Yeah, we'll see how you handle this. Obviously, again, you're in 4-down territory if you're Union. There's plenty of time in this ballgame. You may even play field position if you don't advance it, but you have plenty of opportunity here in 2nd and 3rd down to try to just get close to the sticks and make a decision there. But this is a big 2nd down and 11 coming up here for the offense.
Well, if you have your wrinkle with Matt Stanley, now's the time. 5 receivers set. He'll bring Mark in motion as a tight end, left to right. Matt is going to look to run that way. Tries to break to the outside, and he does. Into 40, cuts upfield to the 35, to the 30, upended right at the 30-yard line. Though I'd say mark him back down to the 32 somehow.
Yeah, I guess that's where the hit began, and they say that's where the knee
The knee must have gone down there. I thought he had a couple more yards. Nonetheless, though, that's still a pickup of 9 yards.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they needed. They needed to pick up something, 6, 7, 8 yards there, and they got 9. So I'll bring up a 3rd down and 3. Very manageable scenario, even with your backup quarterback or, in a sense, your Wildcat quarterbacks. You got a lot of opportunity here to do certain things.
And it is still Matt in there as they go wide on 3rd down. 5 receivers set. Matt in the gun. He's going to go, looks to run left, tries to get to the edge. Now cuts upfield to 30, misses the man. He's got the 1st down to the 25, still going to the 20. He's off to the races, to the 5. You're not going to get him. Matt Stanley on 3rd down runs it in from 32 yards out. Snuck right through the middle there, Tim. When he saw the hole, he was gone.
Yeah, once he got acceleration, he was able to break a tackle around the 32 29-yard line, and from there he just moved outside, and it was a race to the goal line. And what's more impressive is he brought the ball in front of him to make sure he got across the goal line before the Port defenders reached him. And there's 6 points here for Union with 6:04 here to play in the second quarter. A huge two-pointer coming up here as they now lead 12-6. But this is an important call here for Coach Nee to get this one in plenty of time and make sure you can execute this play here for 2.
And I'd say I think they called their final Pontius Insurance.
No, it's on the scoreboard still has 1.
Sideline warning? Is that what they said? Sideline warning against Union. Excuse me. So that's their first sideline warning. If that were to happen again, it would be a 15-yard penalty. Ball will go on the right hash. Matt Stanley in there, ready to take the snap. He'll go 4 receiver set. 2 tight ends now both on the right-hand side. That's Mark and Caden Fisher. He's going to roll the other way. He's going to pitch it coming to the near side from near to far is Grayson Blakely, and he's upended. That play well read by Port and is going to be no good on the conversion. But Union takes the lead with a score of 12-6 with 6:04 remaining in the first half. Don't go anywhere, folks. PIAA Semifinals right here at lcsportsnet.com.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team and how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for homeowners and businesses in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting and related projects for the winter season. Call Joe today, 724-714-4294, to discuss your next project.
Your Joseph's Marketplace Drive summary: 6 plays, 72 yards, less than 2 minutes off the clock, Tim. The conversion no good, but it's 12-6 after Matt Stanley's 32-yard touchdown run.
The most important thing is that you got the turnover the last time on the defense, and you were able to cash in for 6 points there to take the lead. That was really impressive to make them pay for that turnover.
Finally, a squib kick kicks past the front line, goes all the way to the 20 where it's taken by Stiles, and he's going to get out to about the 40-yard line anyway. So pretty much the exact same result as the return. Actually, check that. That was Noah Archer on the return out to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, Archer has a good feel for the field, good vision, and was able to cut back to his right, pick up about an extra 8 to 10 yards on that return. Looked like they could get him back down at the 30, but he wasn't going to go down. And they have excellent field position to start this drive once again. Again, another challenge here for the Union defense to make a stop.
They do mark it at the 39, just the third possession of the game, and we're midway through quarter number 3. 2 running backs in the backfield. It's Moses to the right, Archer to the left. It'll be Moses to get the handoff. The big man fights forward across the 40, maybe to the 41. Give him a gain of 2. He's got the touchdown run, but he's also got the costly fumble right now from the last possession.
Yeah, obviously he's a bigger back and he's more powerful, but so far Union has really controlled what he's able to do when he gets the ball. It's Archer that has really been the harder one to predict what he's going to do once the ball's in his hands.
They're going to, again, check with the armband with still 15 seconds on the play clock. They're going to wind it all the way down. Now man coming in motion. They're going to pop pass forward. Coming to the near sideline is Stiles. He gets across the 45, fights forward. He'll be near the sticks. Knocked out of bounds at about the 47-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and short, 1 or 2 yards to go.
Yeah, Peyton Stiles does a nice job with great vision there. He gets that little pop pass, and then he was able to use his speed to get to the edge and turn it upfield and turn that into a 9-yard gain.
So 3 completions for Drew Evans. The first 3rd down completion was about a 5-yard pass. The other 2 have been pop passes, so not a lot down the field yet for Port. They go under center, I formation on 3rd down. They check the wristband. They get the call. They're going to go quarterback sneak on the left edge. He's going to fight forward, and he's going to get right to midfield. That'll be enough to move the chains. Second time they've done that on the 3rd down.
It should be successful on those type of plays. I mean, you're only looking to gain 1 or 2 yards, move the sticks, get back into what you do offensively. And anytime you get your quarterback underneath center, it's something that they're going to have to pay attention to on short down situations here for the Scotties.
Ball right at midfield, 4:50 remaining now in the first half. Port Allegany They've had 5 third down attempts. They have 5 third down conversions, but they trail 12-6 on the scoreboard. Winner will take on either Canton or Steelton High Spire. Handoff, Moses, big hole at the middle. He's got the first down inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line. Good tackle by Fisher to hit him low, but once the big man gets rolling, he's tough to bring down.
He certainly is. Once he got, as you mentioned, got rolling, once he got past that line of scrimmage, he was into the defensive backs, and that was a one-on-one scenario. A nice saving tackle there by the Scotties, but another first down run here for the Gators.
They have it down at the 37-yard line, 4:10 remaining as Evans gets this snap. Another handoff to Moses. Not as much room this time, but somehow sneaks through and gains a couple of yards. Every play, they're gaining yards. There's only been one negative play in this game for Port A.
Yeah, they've been going forward. They run north and south. They don't really run to the edges a lot. They'll use the edge in the pass, and they'll use the edges with Archer, but they don't necessarily their offense seems to be more driven between the tackles.
And bad news here for Port Allegany fans as the big man, Blaine Moses, after that carry is down on the field holding his left leg. 2-yard carry, and he is in some pain down there.
Yeah, it's tough to see from this angle, but yeah, he's not comfortable at the moment. So we'll have to see how he responds once they get him up on his feet. But they're looking at his lower leg, more like in the ankle area, it looks like here to me, James. So this could be a significant injury here for Port Allegany.
While they tend to blame Moses, let's step aside. We'll be back in a moment here at lcsportsnet.com. 12-6 Scotties in the lead.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
Well, we've seen a couple Scotty players go down. They've made their way back on the field. Good to see Blaine Moses, under his own power, get to the sideline. He'll be out for this play, though. 2nd down and 8. Clock winds at 3:58 remaining in the first half. 2 receivers each way on 2nd and 8. Design run for the quarterback, Evans. Fights his way forward on the right side before he's finally dragged down by Mark Stanley. Pickup of 3 will make this a very manageable 3rd down and about 5 or 6 to go.
A big challenge coming up here for the Scotties to have a simple defensive play, meaning not giving up any yardage or behind the line of scrimmage. If they can get something that brings up a 4th down and 5 scenario, that would be the best scenario. They want to keep them in front of the sticks and bring up 4th down because they'll most likely go for it here.
Tell you what, I'm watching the hard count right now if I'm Union. 3rd down and 5. They've already jumped once on a snap early in the game. 3rd down and 5. They're going to pop pass forward, coming from far side to near side. Trying to find room is Archer, and he's drilled at about the 29-yard line. Absolutely blasted on that play after a gain of about 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, Brendan Porter was there defensively for the Union Scotties as he came up big there, managed it down to only a 2-yard gain. 4th down and a long 3 coming up here. So it should be a interesting call coming up here defensively for the Scotties. This is going to be a big play here in this ball game defensively for Union.
4th down called a long 2. Trips to the left. That's not where they're going to run. They're going to go try to fly over the top. They want the option play, and it's going to be picked up, but it's going to be on the ground. It's going to be recovered by Port Allegany, but a turnover on downs. They went with the option, but it was well read. Tim, he had to try to pitch it over the defender.
He really did, and they got the paws up and knocked it away. Luckily for Port Allegany is they were able to fall on it, so it wasn't a turnover, it was turnover on downs, not just a turnover where the ball was loose, where the Union could have picked it up and made a big play on it. But a huge defensive stand there again for the Scotties. 2:34 here. We've seen the Scotties score quickly in the last drive. It'd be great to see them to try to do it again. We have a player down here for the Scotties with a cramp.
Yeah, player cramping up in the huddle, it looks like, as he was trying to get his way off of the field. A little early for a cramp with 2:34 remaining, Tim. We'll have to check on that. But first, some special words from Tim.
Well, I thought I wasn't going to do that. I lost my train of thought here. Well, I can tell you this.
Yeah, we'll just go there.
Yeah, we'll just go there. That sounds good. Just remember later today, the player of the game will be coming up. We announce the LCAP player of the game. So many great ways LCAP is improving the quality of life in Lawrence County. Head Start and PA pre-count programs, children's age 5 can receive free quality preschool in various locations around the county.
Jamel Mitchell was the injured player, just a cramp. He's making his way off the field. Hope to see him back, as he's been the foundation, the Doran Concrete foundational player on that line, both offensively and defensively. Here's the bigger question mark, though. Still no Braylon Thomas. He's sitting on the bench without his helmet. Matt Stanley will be in the gun. He brings Mark to his right. They're going to be blocking. Counter play back to the left, looking for room. He's got some across the 40, and if not for the shoestring tackle at the 45-yard line, Matt Stanley might be off to the races.
Yeah, he read that perfectly. As he was just waiting for his blockers, he cut back and picked up 8 on the play, and that's what they're going to need to do here. They're going to need to use Stanley's vision and be able to really run this offense. Sooner or later, they're going to have to show something different. You'll be interested to see when they choose to do it and if they can be successful when they do.
So Antonio Perez was in there on the line. He checks right back out. It's good to see Jamel Mitchell back in there at the left tackle position. Second down and 2 tight ends to the right. That's where Stanley looks to run. Cuts it upfield. He's going to get hit right at the line of scrimmage. Rugby scrum still pushing forward, though. He's going to gain a yard on the play.
Yeah, never gave up on the play. Turned his back and just kept driving and was able to pick up that yard, bring up a 3rd down and 1 here for the Scotties.
Now, he's used to absorbing contact on the hardwood. Matt Stanley, first time playing football again since middle school. He will likely become the all-time leading scorer in Union Scotties history by the time this one is all said and done, going into his senior year. And interesting here, too, because Union with 1 timeout still remaining. I think they're going to end up running the clock and taking it. They're in no hurry here, Tim. You're without your quarterback. You now want to be the one shortening this game as much as possible. And they received the second half time or kickoff.
Exactly, and you already scored on 1 turnover in the first half. That's why you have the 6-point lead you do. You're looking, if you break one, you break it. You call a timeout here, the last seconds of the play clock. So another Pontius Insurance timeout, their last here of the first half.
Gives us a chance to give a shout-out to our friends at the Union Volunteer Fire Department. We thank them for their support of Scotty Athletics, and they remind you to keep tabs on their Facebook page. They have lots of giveaways almost weekly, whether it's lottery tickets or various Chinese auction-style events going on. They said they've gotten lots of a response, and make sure you follow them to find what big things you could end up winning, and also some big events. They'll have their golf outing, we're told, sometime over the summer months.
Give Penn Ohio Bottled Water a call for delivery of your 3 or 5 gallon water cooler system. Get a case of bottle delivered to your home or work. Call Penn Ohio Bottled Water for your home or business bottled water delivery, ranging in 16.9 ounce bottles to 5 gallons. Let's do the lifting and bring refreshing water to your door. That is Penn Ohio Bottled Water.
Stanley takes the snap on 3rd and 1 in the Wildcat. He keeps the feet and fights forward all the way to midfield for the first down. Needed 1, give him 5.
Yeah, Stanley has really taken the reins at this quarterback position and keeping the drive alive here. Now down under a minute. We'll see if they just give the ball to him, try to keep doing the same thing, see if he can break one.
Or do you take a chance? Do you throw one over the top with time winding down? 45 seconds on the game clock, now down to 20 on the play clock. I mean, you're out of timeouts, but you got to try something. Dropping back, Stanley. He looked like he was going to throw, now runs up the middle, has a big hole. He's across the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Now if Union hurries, they could try to spike it and maybe at least give a chance to throw one into the end zone.
Yeah, they could even run the same play again. They got enough time. They just got to get to the line and run the play. It looks like they may snap it here.
They do take the snap, and Stanley will take his first pass attempt of the season on the spike.
Yes, it goes as 0 for 1 on the year, but an important spike. Now he'll go to the sideline, talk to the offensive coaches, and get ready for this next play. That was a great little draw play, keeping it in the hands of Stanley. It'll be interesting to see if they bring it out, like you said, try something different here. They definitely have that time, but I think more than anything, you're just going to keep it in your playmaker's hands and see what he can do.
23 seconds left. Will Matt try to throw one down the field? He drops back like he's going to. No, he'll go with the draw again. He breaks away from one tackle in the backfield, gets away from another. Stiff arm trying to get to the sideline, and he's going to be close to the first down marker as well. Inside the 30 with 16 seconds left. Another smart play from one of the top seniors on this team.
Really intelligent play as he rolled to his right, kept going to the edge, seen the sideline near the Scotties bench and went for it and got an 8-yard gain, bringing up a third down and short. But more importantly, he stops the clock here with 16 seconds, so they have plenty of time here to really figure out what they want to do.
We'll see what they end up doing. They have, and I was just about to say, Caden Fisher's throwing some passes. He's not the quarterback position. Will he look to throw one down the field? He's going to fake the run. He's going to sidestep a tackler, try to roll out to his right. Still looking down the field. Fires one towards the end zone. Open! Diving attempt, and did he make the catch? No, it fell out of his hands at the last second. Caden Fisher took the attempt down the field, only his 4th pass attempt of the season, though he played some quarterback last year as well, and that one just a little bit underthrown for the intended target.
Yeah, Fisher made a great effort to get that pass off. He fake pumped 3 times during that whole thing. He went inside and he looked for a pump. He went back outside, pumped again. On the 3rd time, he's seen his receiver breaking open towards the goal line and just let it just a little short on the pass.
So no Key and Peele references, but he's in the gun on 4th down and 2. 7 seconds left. Fisher's going to look to throw. He's going to fire one towards the end zone, trying to go for a jump ball, looking for a gun in the end zone, over the shoulder. Did he make the catch in the back of the end zone?
I think he did.
Touchdown, yes. Scotties! Oh, with no time left on the first half clock, that fingertip, toe-tapping catch from Mike Gunn.
You know, I was just going to say, throw it up and see what we can do. They've done it before. They did it again. Fisher this time to Gunn. But what a wonderful play there by Gunn as he was able to stretch out his hand, keep his foot inbound, make the catch, and get the touchdown with no time on the clock. Now a huge 2-pointer. This R. Cunningham conversion coming up will be a big story here going forward if they can get a 14-point lead here, James.
Well, we're going to see if we can get a look at the replay from our friends at NFHS. He got 2 feet down, I'm hearing over there. How about that? Here comes the conversion. Matt Stanley back in the gun, sends Mark to the left. That's where he looks to run. He's going to cut it up the field, and he's going to get hit right at the line. Will he fight forward into the end zone? There it is. The conversion is good. On the run. Well, after trailing 6-0 early, the Scotties with 3 straight touchdowns to end the first half, including one at the buzzer. Toe-tapping Mike Gunn does it again from Caden Fisher this time. 20-6, the Scotties lead at the halftime break. Can you believe it, Tim?
I tell you what, anytime you have these type of athletes, and we talked about them in the pregame, and Gunn, and Thomas, and Booker, and Jonke, and Fisher, there's so many things you can do with them. This time, here we are. We use a backup quarterback style in Caden Fisher in the gun, and he goes back to pass. He looks. He knows what his target was. His target was Gunn, and he laid it out there where only he could get the ball. And not only does he make an amazing one-handed catch, he gets both feet in, only needed one. And then they get the 2-pointer, which is huge, and they get that 14-point lead here at halftime. An amazing first half here for the Union Scotties. And it comes after another turnover. And that was huge. Again, taking advantage of Port's mistakes and getting into the end zone both times. What a great story for this defense.
We're going to step aside. We're going to come back. We will have your halftime show brought to you by Castle Asphalt. It's 20-6 in favor of Union over Port Allegany in the state semifinals right here at lcsportsnet.com.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Trib Live has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment. Lifestyles. Opinion. Weather. Photo galleries. Video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. TribLive.com. TribLive.com. News and more 24/7.
Halftime show, we're going to give you a little sound from the Unionary Marching Band. It's 20-6 Union, but we need to make a correction. It was 21, not 24, who made the catch. Dane Jonke with the 31-yard touchdown catch at the buzzer to make it a 20-6 lead for the Scotties. And with that, we're going to send it down to the Union Marching Band out on the field. Apologize, tough to hear the Union Marching Band out there. Our crowd mic in the midst of a nice group of Port Allegany fans here on the near sideline, but we want to give a shout out to the entire Union area marching band under the direction of Devin Householder, giving you some Ladies of Rock. Their drum majors, Joe Duralu, Elliot Laskuka, Clara Hudson, the Scotty girls captain. I want to mention the rest of the seniors out there for the Scotties out there. David Heberlin and Parker Jendryzik, also seniors out there for the Union Scotty Marching Band. Do we give a shout-out to Zoe LaPree? I don't know. Oh, well, she's supposedly getting me water here at the halftime break, so I guess I will give a shout-out to her up here, as well as Miss Abigail Smith up here doing the announcing for the Union Scotties. Got to give a shout-out to all of them. And a lot of fun. They're going to have an abbreviated halftime show because here in the state playoffs, only 15 minutes during the halftime here on our Castle Asphalt halftime show. Castle Asphalt providing commercial or residential asphalt paving, commercial site work, and commercial line striping. You can visit castleasphalt.com for more information and to request a free estimate. As we bring Tim Continenza back in here. So Dane Jonke gets a pair of touchdown receptions in that first half. The one toe tapping at the end of that first half, Tim, spectacular.
Ridiculously good. I mean, it's just hard to explain.
I mean, we just got a look at the pictures of the replay, and even he afterwards comes up like shrugging his shoulders like
no big deal.
I was going to say, did I actually catch that? Did I really do that?
I think it was more like, I got that.
Yeah, of course I got that.
Of course we got this. And what's really impressive here is here late in the second quarter, we see Braylon Thomas, who's been the offensive leader of this team at quarterback. 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard runner, scored multiple touchdowns on both sides, throwing and rushing this year for Union. Go down on it. Looks like a apparent head injury on the far sideline here by Port on a play out of bounds where he basically lost his footing and went backwards and hit his head and was down for a while, and they went to the sideline, and they basically has had his helmet off the entire time since he's been back. So the offense then reverts to two players who we've seen at quarterback. We don't see often at quarterback in a sense. As Matt Stanley, we see him run the Wildcat, and they did that, and he did a couple great play fakes on quarterback draws, on back-to-back plays that really set up that drive. And then Caden Fisher getting two opportunities to throw the ball. And the first time, he was rolling to his right. He pumped once, he pumped twice, and then seeing his receiver moving towards the left side of the goal line, and he threw it just a little short of him. They made a diving catch effort for it, but came up short. On the next play, he goes back to pass. He goes back a couple steps before he lets it fly, and it's a perfect spiral down the right sideline, and Jonke's there making the catch into the end zone to extend this lead, and that is so huge. And then again, you got to go back to Stanley again on the two-pointer. So important on that R. Cunningham conversion to get into the end zone, to get that 2 points, to make it a 14-point lead. That's two full touchdowns now that Port Allegany has to make up here in the second half. So what a huge second quarter here for the Union Scotties. They scored 3 times.
Hey, remember this too. They received the second half kickoff as well. So just absolutely incredible. Some first half numbers for you. Union's run 27 plays on offense. Port has run 24. Total yards, 198 to 109 in favor of Union. 10 first downs for Union versus just 6 for Port Allegany. Port is 5 of 6 on third down, impressively enough. On the other side for Union, 3 of 5 on third downs, but 2 for 2 on fourth downs. And both of those fourth downs, touchdowns.
Amazing.
To Dane Jonke on both of them. So
when you're a team of destiny, good things find your way. You make great plays when opportunity arises, and you got to give credit to this Union playoff run because they've been able to seize every play. Fourth down is not the end of the world for this team, and they have done it perfectly each and every time, which has been really phenomenal. On that 4th down and 5 where they found Jonke up high, putting up his hands, and Thomas finding him for that opening touchdown, and then the one in the end zone here at the end of the first half. Really, truly amazing plays, and gives this Union team all the momentum here going into the second half, leading by 14. What a huge play. And then defensively, you got to give the Union Scotties a lot of credit, getting those 2 turnovers. One on the fumble recovery that set up the second touchdown where they were able to go down the field and score. But more importantly, on the second one, on a 4th down play, they snuffed out a option play and deflected the ball backwards where I believe Archer ended up jumping on the ball for about a 7-8 yard loss, and they turned the ball over on downs. But it was the defense that set up that play. Again, this Union defense has come up big when they needed it most here in this playoff run. We've seen that in each round of the WPIAL championships, and now we're seeing it here tonight against Port Allegany, and it's going to be important for that to continue here in the second half. This game's only half over. There's, still a lot of football to be played, and it's going to go quick because both these two teams love to run the ball.
I'm glad you had the timer out. 18 minutes is all it took for the first quarter to be completed, and the halftime came at 7:54, so just 54 minutes. I can do
total
math.
Time, yeah.
I'm not a math teacher or anything. I can do the math. 54 total minutes of time in that first half. But all that matters is the 20-6 lead for Union here at the halftime break. We're going to step aside again here on our Castle Asphalt halftime show. We'll have second half kickoff when we return here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Ignite by Hatch is a digital learning environment designed to help pre-K and kindergarten teachers extend their reach to nurture whole child growth while building essential skills for school success. In just 30 minutes of independent playtime per week in school or at home, Ignite by Hatch boosts learning across 7 domains aligned to both state and national standards. Ignite's whole child approach is particularly critical this year as programs address both social-emotional development and learning gaps created due to the global pandemic.
Honoring the power of homeschool partnerships, Ignite's parent dashboard and family experiences ensure children have access to learning no matter the environment. With an intuitive design and straightforward implementation, Ignite powerfully extends teachers' reach and impact, boosting children's learning all year long. Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Are you looking to make a difference? Well, here is your opportunity. Lawrence County Child and Youth Services is looking for compassionate foster parents now. If you are over the age of 21, in good health, and wanting to help a child in need, we're in need of you. Receive free training and compensation by becoming a foster parent. Call 724-658-2558 and let Bill, Brooklyn, and Heather get you started. Make a difference and become a foster parent today. Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
When you're looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
Second half, just a few moments away here from Memorial Stadium at Penn West Clarion University. That's still a mouthful to get used to, but
yes, it is.
I'll tell you what, the fact that we're saying it means a whole heck of a lot as the Port Allegany team comes back out onto the field. Union already back on the field ready for this second half, leading 20-6 in the Class 1A semifinal. Just to recap the first half for those just joining us, an 11-play, 61-yard drive capped off by a 2-yard run for Blaine Moses. Got Port Allegany on the board first as they drove right down the field, took nearly 6 minutes off the clock on that opening drive. Union does them one better. Instead of 11 plays, it's 12 plays. And instead of 61 yards, it's actually one fewer, 60 yards, but 7.5 minutes of the game time goes off the clock before on fourth down, Dane Jonke catches a 5-yard touchdown pass over the middle of the end zone from Braylon Thomas for the touchdown. 6-6 the score early in the second quarter. Again, Port drove down. They got to about the 30-yard line, but then on a third down conversion, they got the first down, but coughed up the football on the run up the middle. It was recovered on the play by Maddox Thompson, and Union capitalized. 6 plays later, they're in the back of the end zone. Matt Stanley on the Wildcat run from 32 yards out made it a 12-6 lead midway through the quarter. Again, going down the field, Port got to about the 30-yard line again, right, Tim, on their third drive. An 8-play drive, though, on fourth down. They try to run the option. It's disrupted in the backfield. They try to pitch it over the defender. Ball's fumbled. Port recovers, but it's a turnover on downs. And Union at this point is without their quarterback. So before the play before that Matt Stanley touchdown is when Braylon Thomas got hurt. They bring Matt into the Wildcat, and he goes and runs for that long touchdown run from 32 yards out. He's the one running the show the whole way down the field with no timeouts. He got the ball with 2:34 remaining in the first half. You're thinking when they got to midfield, okay, they're just going to run the clock out. But he makes a couple of smart plays, gets the first down, gets out of bounds, gets to a chance where maybe you can throw it in the end zone. Well, first he spikes it. Then they bring Caden Fisher in to try to throw one deep. And the first one just came up a little bit short. The second one, though, on the last play of the first half, a 31-yard touchdown pass to Dane Jonke, his second of the game. And just we saw the replay in the photos here, Tim. It's just outstanding. First that he caught it in the fingertips and got not 1 but 2 feet down. That's a pro catch.
It really was. And, when you look at what he achieved, they ran 2 quarterback draws, and he sold them perfectly. It goes up the middle, and he gets the first down, stops the clock for the moving of the chains, and then they spike the ball with 23 seconds. They run it again, and he was able to roll to his right, keep his balance, and has a sight on the sidelines. He gets out of bounds with 16 seconds. That gave him the chance to throw the ball twice. And that really set up that touchdown pass to Jonke from Fisher. It was just amazing plays, what you want to do for this team, and it really is key to success, is putting yourself in situations where you can be successful. This Union team has lived off of that this entire playoff run, putting themselves in position to make a big play, and we've seen it time and time again. Now, with Thomas out, and most likely, I'm going to guess, possibly out for the rest of this game on that injury, it's going to be really important for them to get first downs and keep the clock running. They have the 14-point lead. Port has to find a way to cut into that lead. You want to extend it if you can, and they definitely show they have the ability to. But this first series here for Union is going to be big. Field position is going to be key, and taking time off the clock and finding ways to get first downs. Even if you don't score, take 3, 4, 5 minutes off the clock each time you have the ball.
Real quick, a Crane Room score update for you. The other semifinal in Class 1A, Skilton High Spire 7, Canton 7. And yes, Canton, if that name sounds familiar, that is the same Canton that Union played last minute in Week 0 when their game against Mohawk had to be postponed and then later canceled. They got Canton at the last second. They're one of the top-ranked teams all year in the state, and they're against Steel High, who is another powerhouse in 1A. On the other side of the bracket, how crazy full circle could it be if you see Union going against Canton both in Week 0 and then Week 14?
It'd just be icing on the cake, wouldn't it? It'd just be the greatest story that both teams will be talking about all season long.
That brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. Make sure you place your takeout or to-go order. Visit craneroom.com for the full menu, and it's going to be a squib kick taken on a high bounce by Maddox Thompson at the 43-yard line. He's got some room if he goes to the far sideline. Shake, bake, gets to about midfield before he's finally stacked up. Interesting, kind of a...
I think it was more of an onside kick. Yeah, I think it was. They were trying to get a high bounce and get maybe off a player, who normally does not touch the ball, but Maddox was there, and he made a nice play on the ball and then made a nice return, taking it close to midfield out to the 49-yard line of the Scotties. So great field position here to start this drive.
Well, Tim, it's World Cup time. I got to say, he nutmegged the first player on the front line. The ball went right through his legs, but Maddox able to take care of it. And take a look at this. It is Braylon Thomas in the gun. He's got Mike Gunn to his right, who goes in motion into the left flat. Low snap, it'll be thrown to the flat, caught there by Gunn. He's going to cut up field. He's got to midfield. He's out to the 45-yard line now of Port Allegany. The flow is a little low, but he's able to fight forward from it and pick up about 6 yards.
Yeah, and quickly goes, he's going to stay on the field. It looked like he was going to go off the field, but it's great to see that Thomas back on the field leading this team here. And they got, 7 yards on that first down play, almost close to 7 yards, I should say.
They'll give it officially a 6-yard pickup, so he's got 2 catches, 15 yards. Matt Stanley in the slot to the right. Fisher also in the slot as a tight end to the right. Now Gunn going in motion that way. They're going to throw to it again in the flat. Caught at midfield. Cuts upfield, now cuts outside. He's going to be close to the first down marker. The final lunge, I think, is going to get him there. Now they're going to say the knee went down a yard short, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 1 to go.
And that's not a bad thing because the clock continues to move, and that's what they want to do. But what a nice play there by Gunn. That ball was thrown a little in front of him. He got his hands and made the catch on the move and then was able to get outside to pick up those extra 5 yards on the play to bring up this 3rd down and short.
3rd and 1 at the 42-yard line. First drive of the second half. Union leading Port Allegany 20-6. It's 20 unanswered points from the Scotties. They're going to bring Matt Stanley in on 3rd down and 1. He's got his twin brother Mark to his right. Fisher in motion also on the right. Low snap and able to take it is Stanley right into the heart of the pile, and the line surges forward for a 3-yard gain and the first down.
And there it is. That's exactly what we were talking about coming into this drive. They need to get first downs and keep this clock moving. That clock will be a factor throughout this ballgame with a 14-point lead. Both teams are rushing teams, so as we've seen in the first half, it can go really, really fast.
Stanley now with 11 carries for a game-high 91 yards and a rushing touchdown. Braylon Thomas, 6 for 6 passing, 53 yards. He's got 32 yards on the ground as well. 10 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Your 3rd quarter brought to you tonight by Parkstown Restaurant and Lounge, located on State Street in Union Township. Big shout out to the watch party out there taking in tonight's action. They're going to hand it off to Gunn on 1st and 10, puts the right foot in the ground, and man, does he explode forward. Inside the 35, down to the 32.
And there's our wrinkle. We're seeing Gunn now here in the second half. He wasn't really featured much in the first half, but now we're seeing him getting the ball out in spaces, either through a quick throw out under the wide, or this where he runs it from the backfield and puts up the yards using his speed. I think that's what we're going to see is just try to get your eyes off of Stanley at times or Thomas and see if Gunn can really be that change of pace.
They're going to fake the handoff this time and keep it with Thomas, and he's going to fight forward, break through a tackle for a first down, except the flag comes flying in right in the area of holding. Likely this one's coming back, but to get back to your point about Gunn with the wrinkle, that was his 88th rushing attempt of the season, approximately only his 4th carry of the postseason.
And we're going to get, like you mentioned, the holding call against Union. Flag down around the 30-yard line. If that's exactly the mark where they're going to go, bring the ball back to the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and just under 11 coming up here for Union. But more importantly, I think that's what they got to do. They got to continue to feature. They got the athletes. You can mix it up. I think Coach Nee knows this ahead of time and what's important for them. So I think right here, this is what they want to do. Try to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, and they've been doing it. Either Dane Jonke we've seen in the first half, and early in the second half it's Mike Gunn. We'll see if we'll even see Mark Stanley become a factor in the second half.
So they move the ball back to the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 11 with 9 minutes remaining in the quarter. It is Gunn in the Wildcat, hesitates, tries to fight forward. He's going to get across the 40 down to about the 38-yard line. Pickup of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 8. So, and just to finish the point real quick, that is number 9 in terms of his carries on the whole postseason.
Yeah, and there's the wrinkle. Now, we'll be interested to see how they handle this 3rd down and long scenario. Obviously, it's 2-down territory for this team. So the clock continues to run. We're down under about 8:30 here to play in the 3rd. So you got a lot of things. You don't have to get all 9 here. You get 5 or 6. You're going to bring up 4th down and manageable for this offense.
In the gun is Braylon Thomas. He's going to bring 2 tight ends to his left, and he's going to look to run that way. Cuts it upfield, has a big hole to the 35, to the 30, cuts outside. He's got the first down, 25, and steps out of bounds at the 20, but not before lowering his shoulder into a defender at the 17-yard line. Needed 9, and he got about 20.
It was not just 9. It was more than 9. It was plus 9 type scenario. Once he got outside, he cut more to the edge, to the sideline, and picked up an extra 10, 12 yards on that carry once he did that. And now we're back in the red zone once again here for the Union offense.
Make sure you stop by the red zone. I'm sure there'll be plenty of Scotty gear there if they're able to complete the rest of this game, leading 20-6 early in the second half. We thank our friends, the
Jockey's
Kaisers.
out wide to the right to keep an eye on him.
And it's going to be In the Wildcat, Mike Gunn, he's going to look to run to the right, tries to break to the outside, stiff arms a man, but he's going to retreat, now fight back forward. Maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but not much room. That play well strung out by Braylon Button.
Yeah, it was. They just were able to pursue nicely down the left line and keep the play in front of them, and I'll bring up second down and long. But again, the clock continues to move. We're under 8 minutes here to play in the third quarter. And this is just the opening drive here for Union.
8th play of the drive coming up. It'll be second down and 10. Gunn will be to the right of Braylon. In the shotgun, actually pistol set more look. 3 receivers to the left. Going into the flat on the left is Gunn. They're going to fake the pass to him. Thomas gets rushed. He's going to break away from containment. Rolling out to his right. Throws on the run. And it's going to be towards the pylon. Diving effort and incomplete as coming back towards it was Jonke on that far sideline, I believe.
Yeah, it was Jonke, the receiver. Yes, it was Jonke, and as he came back to it. But Thomas made a nice play. He was able to roll outside, keep it alive, look downfield, found his receiver, threw it low where only he could dive forward towards the pylon to get it, and the ball kind of skipped in. But it was a great effort there by both receiver and quarterback to keep that play alive. And now we've got another third down and long. But again, with this offense, you just got to get 5, 6, 7 yards here, make it fourth down and manageable.
Third down and 10, 5 seconds on the play clock. Union still scrambling to get set up, and I think you're going to have a Pontius Insurance timeout taken. You're right. That's the first of the second half taken by the Scotties. Again, we thank our friends at Pontius Insurance, whether it's Dan Pontius, Tracy Giddings, or best of the best voted Jessica Weiland. They're all available. Get your free quote at PontiusInsurance.com for home, business, life, or auto insurance. While you have a moment, again, I want to give a shout-out to the watch party going on right now at Parkstown Restaurant and Lounge. Make sure you come out for all the Steelers parties on Sundays, but we love the watch party going on there tonight. Owning for 40 years, thanks to the Bardash family and everybody for your continued patronage. Make sure you check them out on State Street in Union Township. They've been really good to the Scotties teams over the years. A lot of pre-meal or pre-game dinners and stuff like that.
That's fantastic.
Just great stuff there. We thank them for their support and everybody for their support.
Definitely a shout out to all those on the watch party listening here on LC Sportsnet tonight. And your Scotties, you got to be proud right now. They're playing tough, playing strong. 7:22 to here to play in the third quarter.
That pass with 7:22 remaining was the first incompletion of the game by Braylon Thomas. Will he go to the air on third down and 10? Low snap, and he's got to try to fall on it. He doesn't. He picks it up, but by that time it's too late. He's tackled immediately as the blitz kind of worked to fruition just because of the low snap.
Yeah, low snap really threw everything off. He couldn't pick it up on that little grounder to him, and then what he did, he ended up getting it and falling down, but the defense was right on top of him. And they'll bring up fourth down here from the 21-yard line. Again, we've said this many times. This is a perfect scenario to choose what side you want to go to and throw it up to one of your receivers, your playmakers. We've seen Maddox Thomas come through this. We've seen Dan Jonke. We've seen Gunn. All of them make plays in this situation on a fourth down and long.
Jonke's to the left. Thompson is to the right. Gunn not on the field. Fourth and long. Thomas brings a man in motion. He's going to get the snap just in time. Dropping back, has a man in his face. Now has to roll out to his right. He's going to fire on the run towards the end zone. Thompson's open. He's got the touchdown. The third touchdown of the night for the Scotties on fourth down. This time 4th and 14.
Unbelievable. And again, not a broken play, but what you do is you break off of your own route and you follow your quarterback. As your quarterback rolled to his right, so did Thomas. And Thompson got into the front line and caught that ball right at the goal line going into the end zone to get that touchdown. And with 6:27, a commanding 20-point lead with a two-pointer, the R. Cunningham conversion coming up next here on the field.
5 minutes and 33 seconds on that scoring drive. But it's all about Thomas extending the play to cap off the 10-play scoring drive. Thomas gets the snap, looking to his left, trying to extend the play, goes towards the far sideline, toward the near sideline, and caught right at the pylon for the conversion. It's good.
And that was Gunn making the catch there. Again, same type of play, rolling this time out to the left as Thomas was able to see his receiver and deliver a strike to him right in the corner as Gunn was able to make that catch for that 2 points. And all of a sudden, it is becoming a blowout here in the third quarter at Clarion with a 28-6 lead here for your Scotties.
We'll be back in a moment. 28-6 Union is the lead here at lcsportsnet.com and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
At our Cunningham Funeral Home and Crematory, we are a proud 6th-generation, family-owned and operated funeral home located centrally in the Newcastle and Neshannock communities. Our large facility and experienced staff allows us to accommodate any family with personalized services. To learn more about our services and pre-planning, visit our website at www.cunninghamfh.com or follow us on Facebook. Allow our family to help your family.
Tim, everybody needs a little bit of help, and right now, first it's Braylon Thomas, who had a little bit of help from Matt Stanley, and Caden Fisher now going back to doing it himself. Another fourth down touchdown pass. This one to Maddox Thompson. The kickoff here goes out of bounds for Union. We'll see what Port Allegany chooses to do, but Tim, here's the thing. Port Allegany, not a team that likes to score in a hurry.
No, it isn't, but with that ball going out of bounds, and it actually gives Port their worst starting position on a kickoff. They're going to start at their own 35.
That's very true. They've started their drives at the 39, 41, and 39. You almost wonder if you want to make them kick it again.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, but they will not. They'll take the ball at the 35-yard line.
So that's where Port Allegany will come out onto the field. They've had pretty well, all three of their drives have gotten into Union territory, Tim. So this game far from over, but they do have a 28-6 advantage.
First and second down are huge. Just got to keep them behind the sticks.
They're going to throw on first down, going over towards the near sideline. Caught there by Noah Archer. He's going to be right at the sticks for the first down. Tackled there by Gunn. Needed 10. Looks like that's exactly what Archer got, his third catch of the game.
Yeah, we're going to put them into a new type of offense. Obviously, they have thrown the ball throughout the season. They haven't done a lot of it, but they did enough. This is a quarterback who has 1,000-yard rushes, 1,000-yard passing. So they're going to go to their pass offense. Well, you're going to have to make some defensive changes here because they're trailing by 22 points. And you're going to try to put some pressure on this quarterback in the backfield.
Evans now 5 for 5, though, after that completion. He's going to bring a man in motion from the slot. That is Archer. Moses to his right, dropping back to throw is Archer. Looks to his left, evades one man in the backfield. Now he's got lots of room to run. He's going to throw it on the run, caught by Archer. He threw that right at the line of scrimmage, and we're going to say it is illegal. He was passed. It was close, Tim, but you were all over. You got about the perfect angle right at that 45-yard line.
He looked, he did a fake with the pump, and then the last second made the decision, but he was past the sticks, and it was first down, so there's no way this could not be an illegal forward pass by about a yard. He was around the 46-yard line when he threw the ball.
Actually, it's not. I wondered. It's an eligible man downfield.
Okay.
Because you know what, Tim? If you have the instant replay, it's where the ball
is.
All you need is a toenail behind. It's not even where the ball is. As long as any part of the body's behind the line of scrimmage, and the arm would have been really, really close. But nonetheless, a ineligible man downfield.
And that's just a byproduct of the play being extended as long as it does. Mm-hmm. Offensive linemen are going to go downfield looking for a block.
That's the first penalty of the game against Port. It comes with 5:40 remaining in the third quarter. First down and 15, but you can see the legs of Drew Evans and what they can do. He's going to throw for the third straight time. Blitz. He's going to run to the far sideline and throw him behind the intended target. And there it is again. We saw it all last week, Tim, the confusion on the offensive line. You had not one but two free rushers coming at Evans.
Yeah, the defensive coordinator and the coaching staff for the Scotties have done a great job mixing things up. But when they have opportunities to put pressure on a quarterback, they have done that successfully, and we're seeing that again here. That's a huge first down. That's now second down and 15. Got to keep them in front of the sticks. You don't want to give up a lot of yardage here and bring up a third down and manageable.
Touchdown Canton on the other side of the bracket. It's 21-13 Canton in the third quarter.
Another blitz.
Second and 15, and the quarterback draw goes nowhere. And a flag thrown late at the end of the play. I think they're going to get a late hit at the end as Porter was coming in to complete the tackle, but they're going to say that it was after the play had ended. This is going to give a free first down to Port Allegany.
Tough call against the Scotties here. They're going to call
targeting, actually, is the official call.
They're going to say he led with the head and the helmet, so that's a huge call.
Well, I mean, that's tough. To be targeting, you have to be a defenseless player. He's a runner going up the middle. He's no longer a quarterback, and that's what I think Coach Nee is asking. Why is that what's being called? If you wanted to call a late hit, Okay,
I can get it.
I don't think it was late, but I can understand it.
They're just saying he led with the helmet. That's what's going to cause the penalty. But that's a first down with the 15-yard penalty.
Yep. So with the targeting call, a first down with the penalty. It was a 1-yard run and then 15 yards. Gives some life to Port Allegany after they had their first penalty, put them behind the sticks.
So, again, a big first down here defensively for Union. They got to keep them behind the sticks.
Tight formation. Evans in the gun on 1st and 10. We're under 5 minutes to play. Now that's a step in the pocket, throw on the run at the last second, and is barely able to get it off, but it's incomplete, thrown low towards Archer. Right now it's meaning at the quarterback for the Scotties. When they have the lead, man, they're just going after these guys.
Yeah, it's pin back your head and go for it, you know. That's exactly what they're doing. This defensive line and outside linebackers and linebackers in general are coming, and they're putting pressure on them. And that's the key. You have to do that. That is a big part of what they're trying to achieve here. And leading the way was
Moses. And Moses gets a big run on the draw on 2nd down. Great play call. Huge hole. He's down inside the 25. That's a gain of 20 yards for a huge first down. And then an injury behind the play. There's a Scotty player down on the field back at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this is important. We're going to find out who's injured here back at the 40.
I like the play call, though, with the draw on 2nd down.
It was a beautiful call. I mean, that's exactly what you do. You want to change the eye possession of your defense. And when they're rushing in like that, there's two ways to handle. One is a draw, and that's what they did. And the other is like a screenplay where you get behind the defense a little bit and just throw it over them, and you run, in a breakaway type scenario. So a great call there by Port Allegany, and they set themselves up with a first down inside the 25-yard line, but they're down to 4:45 here to play in the third quarter.
Jamel Mitchell able to get to his feet. Good to see him walk off under his own power. While we have a second, got to tell a story. We thank those watch parties who are watching on NFHS but listening to us at lcsportsnet.com. NFHS had an issue with a Union playoff game last year where they ended up broadcasting from Union Reimersburg, and what was going on at that time was a 5th, 6th grade basketball practice. I want to give a shout-out to the coach of that team, Dustin, who is currently on the crew, who is broadcasting for NFHS tonight. It's crazy, again, how things just kind of work full circle, but the funny stories of the wrong Union continue to surface. We had a lot of fun talking about that pregame. But back to the action. Roll out to the right. Quick throw out to the near sideline. And a huge block coming back to the play. That's an automatic flag that Davis kept in the pocket. That's a textbook coming back to the line, Tim, and they missed it.
Yeah, they just let it go.
Oh, no, they did drop it. They did drop it. Okay.
You can't see it behind the players.
Yeah, well, normally something like that, they throw it in the air. But that's a textbook. That's a point of emphasis from this year. Speaking of NFHS, that's specifically what they ask for. So this is going to be a blindside, there it is, block called because you can't make the block coming back to the line. That's a perfectly well-read and well-decided call by the officials.
Yeah, again, they didn't miss it. It was just how they laid down the flag right in front of the Port Allegany bench, and there was just no way for us to see it. But again, give the officials credit for making the right call. And there's the 15 yards going to be going against Port, and that is a tough scenario for them. Pushes them all the way back to close to the 33-yard line, and it'll be first down and long here for them.
Yeah, call it first and about 17, and we're going to have a whistle, and I think Coach Nibala is trying to call a timeout on the far sideline. He went sprinting down the side. He thought he was back playing here at Clarion University as he went to try to find any official to call that timeout. Coach Nee was an All-American safety here at Clarion University, took his team all the way to the Final Four in the semifinals that year, where they made it to that Final Four game, and they scored late, but they were unable to get the victory because of a blocked extra point.
Oh,
and
man.
Found out in trivia here that it was from Colorado State. What future NFLer would have played at Colorado State?
I know you.
Aaron Smith from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
There you go.
So, jokingly, is that why he always goes for two? We thank Coach Nee for all he does for us.
Yep.
And if you haven't checked out the Newcastle News, the story that Cody Patterson wrote this week about Coach Nee and about his father, Rich Needballa, who was a longtime coach at Western Beaver, passed away over this summer. Go, please take the time to check it out, because it is an absolutely great story of of an upbringing of a coach who ended up becoming a great assistant and now a great head coach in his first year here at the U.
4 receivers out to the left.
Interesting formation with those 4 receivers. Flag thrown right at the snap, probably an illegal formation as Evans now looks to take off and run. He will slide after about a 4 or 5 yard game.
I don't think they had enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the receiver on the near sideline lined up off the line.
I don't think they had the seven people on the line, and that's what's going to be called here. Yep, illegal formation.
So that'll push. So third, of course, you get the fans upset here on the near sideline. No flags against Port in the first half. That's the third of this drive alone.
And it'll be first down and even longer now, out to the 38-yard line.
3 penalties now on each team.
Yeah, 38.
Second down and 24 officially, as Port needs to get inside the 15 to move the chains. They again are going to go 4 receivers, and I think this time they do have the man on the line on the near sideline. They're going to throw on the quick screen through the hands of the intended receiver. And that was a lineman.
Yeah, lined up as a wideout, kind of a tight end type thing.
Now,
and that was Braylon Button.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I honestly don't know this rule in the high school level, but I thought numbers 50 through 79 were always ineligible no matter what.
I don't know if they can check in with the officials, say I'm an illegal receiver on this play, and it's okay.
I thought that was only NFL. I'll be honest, I do not know that.
I don't know that either.
Well, the officials aren't calling it illegal touching, so second down 24. Coming off the edge is Fisher. He's going to get the first hit, and he's not going to get the sack. It will be credited officially to Jamel Mitchell as forward progress is stopped all the way back at the 45.
They came from both ends. One pushed him into the other. Mitchell finishes it at the 45-yard line with the sack. It'll bring up third down, and Port continues to go backwards on this drive. They looked like they had a chance maybe to cut into this lead, but they were now down to under 3 minutes and 40 seconds here to play, and they've gone backwards on 3 consecutive plays.
It's third down and Newcastle to go.
Yeah.
3rd and 31. Ball at the 45-yard line. 2 receivers each way, down to 3:30 remaining in this third quarter. Again, another blitz coming for the Scotties. They're going to throw on the little sidearm pass and incomplete, as it was a great decision. A little chip and go trying to get it to Blaine Moses, but he couldn't catch it.
A little shuffle pass, and Moses was there. It's just a little too far in front of him. And he got his hands out there off the fingertips, and it falls incomplete. And it'll bring up fourth down. And this will be one of those scenarios where you got to go for it because of the scoreboard. But it is a long way for a first down. You got to just keep everything in front of you. It doesn't matter what you give up on this play, as long as they don't get a first down.
Well, if someone gets behind you, go ahead and take pass interference. It's only 15 yards. No automatic first down. They're going to fire it down the middle of the field. It's going to be caught at about the 25-yard line, trying to juke a couple of defenders is Archer, but he's going to be about 10 yards short of the first down. I thought for a second Matt Stanley was going to jump in front and intercept it. It'll go down as a 20-yard completion to Archer, but all for naught. It is another turnover on downs, another Medora Bonner Law change in possession with a local firm with deep ties in the community. Let Medora Bonner Law take care of your possessions.
Good defense there by the Scotties as they were able to keep that in front of them. And, yeah, it was probably the thought, well, if I jump it, if I miss it, what was in front of him? And that's what he probably decided, just to play the receiver after he caught the ball.
So Union will take over at their own 23-yard line. 3:13 remaining in the third quarter. Thomas looking for some room on the left side. High steps a man and falls forward past the 25 to the 26.
Got a flag late.
Yeah, I think there was a hold deep in the backfield against the Scotties. A huge hit taken by Thomas at the end of that play. It's a gain of 3 as it stands right now, but in the area of holding, this one likely coming back.
Thomas made a nice jump cut, going left and then cutting back right to pick up those yards on the play. He waited for that block, and once he seen it, he cut right to get there. It's unfortunate, but that penalty will negate a really impressive play there by the quarterback.
Flag right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the run, and a 10-yard holding penalty will make this first down and 20. Union with a 28-6 lead I mean, you don't want to say you're all right with penalties, but you're going to want it. The clock is the bigger question mark right now in my mind.
Yeah, obviously you're down to one timeout, too, offensively, or I should say for the Scotties here in the second half. So you got to be careful here. You want to run the ball. You want to be careful. You want to get the ball. You want the clock to be the 12th man is what I'm trying to say.
And there's still 10 seconds on the play clock. You're going to use all 10 seconds as Thomas sits in the gun back inside their own 15-yard line. He's going to run with a lot of blockers to the left. Tries to cut outside. Well read by the defensive player of the year, the Big 30 defensive player of the year in Blaine Moses. He averages 10 tackles per game, and he's been kind of quiet defensively. Haven't called his name much, but big reason we're going to call it on that hit.
Yeah, that was an open field tackle, too. It was just him to beat, and he made the play here for the Gators and getting Thomas down. But, again, the clock runs down to 20 seconds on the play clock. Take your time. It's only second down in about 18. Just, again, use the clock as your 12th man.
7 seconds on the play clock now as it's Stanley getting ready for this snap. He's going to hesitate. Counter coming to the near side. Tries to get to the corner, but he's not going to get there. It's Thomas again. Moses again, the first man in there to make the tackle. That'll be a loss of 2 back to the 12-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to say his initial stop is at the 12. He did move forward from there, but they blew it dead there. And, again, it's okay. I mean, you're in a bad scenario. You want to play field position here. You're looking to just get some yardage. If you can get close to the front stick where the original line of scrimmage is, that'd be great. Give yourself about 7, 8 more yards. And then if you have to punt the ball away, so be it. You're up 22. That's the most important thing right now. You're playing this game on a long-term shot.
Neither team has punted here today. They're going to go jet sweep from near side to far for Maddox Thompson. He's tripped up right at the line as well. No gain. Actually, he lost a yard as well. And we're going to see our first punt attempt of the game coming.
Again, not a terrible thing. You're going to play field position here. You're going to bring out your punt team. You're going to let the clock wind down. You only have one timeout, so you're not going to use it here. And you're just going to let Thomas get the kickoff, hopefully get a good one, and your special teams can do the job and prevent any type of return here as we have the returner standing around the 45-yard line.
Looks like it's going to be Noah Archer to return, standing at that 45 of Union. Thomas standing at his own goal line awaiting the snap. Jane Jonke is the long snapper. It is a low snap. Good job. The one hop it by Thomas. Gets the kick off. Fair catch called for and made at the 42-yard line by Archer with 24 seconds remaining. It's 28-6 here in the third quarter. Your third quarter, again, brought to you by Parkstown Restaurant and Lounge, located on State Street in Union Township. And, again, big shout-out to the watch party going on right now at the Lounge. We want to give a quick Crane Room score update, though. It's now tied on the other side of the bracket, 21-21 between Stilton High Spire and Canton. And how about this for a basketball score update? At the half, Neshannock Boys 46, Academy for Urban Scholars 3.
Wow.
Handoff on first down to Blaine Moses, bounces off a man in the backfield, fights forward, gets the rugby scrum going, and is finally dragged down at about the 37. Pick up a 5 yards on first down on what will likely be the final play of this third quarter, Tim.
Yeah, the most important thing is you're headed to the fourth quarter. Get your 4 fingers in the air and get mentally ready for this fourth quarter coming up.
Will they get the snap off in time? I thought I saw zeros. They're going to let the play go. Coming towards the near sideline. It's going to be caught by Archer at the 25-yard line. Breaks away from the tackler at the 20. Down to the 15. And then at the 10. And finally nailed down at the 5-yard line. That was actually number 22, Aiden Bliss, making the catch. So they got one final play off before the end of the third quarter, and it goes for 31 yards.
31-yard completion.
Port will have first and goal from the 5 when we return, but now the 4 fingers in the air. We'll see if the Union defense can hold strong when we return here at lcsportsnet.com and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
12 minutes on the clock, the fourth quarter tonight, brought to you by Jefferson Poultry, dedicated to quality and service since 1939, located on Mill Street in Newcastle. 28-6, Union leading Port Allegany. Tim Continenza alongside. I'm James Dotson. Port with the long completion right as the buzzer sounded to end quarter number 3. They have first and goal from the 5. 2 backs in the backfield alongside of the quarterback Evans. They're going to go handoff in reverse, coming to the near side, trying to get Styles open in space, coming to the near sideline, cuts inside, and he's going to get into the end zone.
Nice play, a little misdirection there as they were able to cut back on that pitch going left side. He was able to get to the edge and spin into the end zone to cut this lead to 28-12. A big 2-pointer defensively coming up here for the Scotties to try to prevent Port from getting on the scoreboard again here to cut into this lead a little bit more.
So makes the score 28-12 at the moment. That's just a 3-play drive. The big play, though, was the long completion to 22 in Aiden Bliss. So now with the conversion, they're going to tight formation. This is likely going to be, that's a T formation, handoff to the third man through, and that's going to be a conversion good for Noah Archer. Makes it 28-14. Don't go anywhere, folks. The Class 1A semifinals back in a moment here at lcsportsnet.com.
DNR Lawn Care can take care of all of your landscaping and grass cutting needs. They are fully insured, accept just about any payment method, and have nearly 20 years of experience in the lawn maintenance business. Call DNR Lawn Care today to schedule an estimate or send them a message on Facebook. DNR Lawn Care. Have your lawn done right.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Thanks to Melee Chiropractic for their support. We thank everybody here at lcsportsnet.com with 28-14 your scoreline. Kickoff coming up. We already saw one kind of pseudo onside kick. Will we see one again coming from Port Allegany, down by 2 scores early fourth quarter? And it is going to be chipped over the top. Going to be caught at the 40-yard line by Thompson. Thought about going down to a knee. Now he's going to come to the near sideline because he's got some blockers in front. And if not for running into the back of Elijah Booker, he might have been off to the races.
It was a great play there by Thompson as he was able to get outside. And like you said, ran into his own player and got a little tied up there. But great field position here for the Unions. This game has been about field position all night long. Union has to take advantage of it. They're 51 yards away. They have to take it on opportunity that's in front of them with 11:49 here to play in the fourth quarter. You can break their back with the score here.
Ball at the 49-yard line. Union with possession and a 2-score lead, 11:49 remaining. Crowd getting loud underneath us with the Port Allegany fans here on the near sideline. Hard count. They stayed in the neutral zone. They're going to hand it off to Gunn, coming to the right side. 2 arms on the football as he crosses midfield. Gets from 149 to the other. Pickup of 2 yards on first down.
Positive yards. That's the most important thing. You're using all your different players throughout tonight's ball game. We're seeing Mike Gunn featured as a running back here in the second half, which we haven't seen much here in the playoffs. So a huge play. Just go forward, have that clock continue to run, but getting a first down here and continue this drive is going to be very important here. You don't want to give up field position. This is going to be the important part of the storyline here in the fourth quarter. Take advantage of field position. We already seen Port do it.
Ball on the right hash, so they're going to bring both tight ends, Fisher and Mark Stanley, to the left side. That's where they're looking to throw. Throw over the middle is going to be hit and intercepted by Port Allegany. Ball, receiver, and defender all got there at the same time, and the interception made.
I think that ball may have been deflected when Thomas threw it and it hit the line, and then you had the interception cutting in front of the receiver. at the 38-yard line. So they got the turnover here with just under 11 minutes here to play. So it's going to be huge here for this Union defense who's been playing really tight, running hard and loose, I should say, here prior to that last score. So it's going to be important here to try to keep Port in front of the sticks, not giving up big yards on first and second down, and force them into long situations.
And with 11 minutes remaining, there is still plenty of time. You can basically go back to your full playbook here if you're Port Allegany. And everybody moved except for the center on that one.
Yep.
That's going to push Port Allegany back.
And that's a good thing for Union. Anytime you're making them go negative yards, it's going to be 1st and 15. It kind of changes what they have to do. Obviously, the passing game is come to life here in the second half for Port. So you really got to keep your eye on Archer. He has been really the big play maker here for the Gators. Peyton Stiles, another player who has made some big plays here throughout the night's game.
1st and 15 now for Port Allegany. They go 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Snap back. Evans looking to the right. Throw over the middle of the field. That's going to be caught on the far sideline. And breaking away from a tackle at the 40-yard line is the receiver. Not coming back to the middle of the field. I believe that's Archer, who's going to get out to the 45, make it the 46-yard line.
Yeah, Archer's tough to bring down. He's elusive as he makes that catch. It's always spinning, always keeping driving forward. And he was able to pick up 4 or 5 extra yards after that catch, after the initial contact.
And Port Allegany always does the no huddle, but I think they're going to start snapping it a little bit more quickly. They do with 25 on the play clock, and they're going to get it to the big man who goes across midfield, does Blaine Moses for the first down. Out to the 47 for a gain of 7.
Yeah, momentum has definitely gone to Port. Now you have to defensively get ready. We have a player down, so they're going to stop the clock here to attend him for the Scotties. So you're going to have to bring your guys over and see what you can do.
Second time we've seen Matt Stanley down.
Yeah.
They're going to tend to his right ankle here with 10:28 remaining, but you're absolutely right, Tim. Momentum has swung. Go back to that interception. I don't mind the play call, trying to switch it up. Just ended up being a throw that was kind of a bang-bang and a great read by Archer, making his 4th interception defensively on the year.
I still think it might have been slightly deflected when he let go of the ball at the line, and that gave the defender a chance to cut in front of the receiver and make a great play. I mean, let's give credit. Turnovers are a big part of the story in the first half. Turnover here in the second half might be a big story here for Port. So right now what you have to do is settle your defense, get in front, and keep the plays in front of the sticks and have that clock running. They're going to use all 4 downs, so you're playing all 4 downs defensively. You're not thinking they're ever going to punt the ball here in the second half.
1st and 10, rolling out to the left, throwing on the run. Is going to be caught again by Archer at about the 44-yard line. Quick tackle made by Gunn after a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, great defense there by Gunn. Once he made the catch, he was able to secure the tackle for a short gain, and the clock continues to roll.
7 catches, 63 yards unofficially for Noah Archer. Second down and short. Fake on the jet sweep. Handoff to the big man up the middle. Moses fighting forward, and he's going to drag tacklers all the way to the first down marker.
This is what Port does. They get your eyes looking at Noah Archer and what he can do. And when you're trying to concentrate on him, they give it to Blaine Moses, and the big guy just runs hard and picks up 5, 6, 7 yards of carry. And I got another first down here for Port.
Andrew Cartwright in there at the middle linebacker position while Stanley's on the bench, dropping back to pass, throw over the middle. Has a man open just out of his reach. The diving attempt as going right down the seam was Peyton Stiles. He had busted coverage, and Stiles just missed him.
Yeah, he let him too far. He seen him open, and he threw it right down the middle, and he was more to the right on that play, and it was a good fortune there for the Scotties. And it'll bring up second down and long with the clock stopped with 9:38 here to play in the 4th.
Union holding on to the 28-14 lead. They scored 28 unanswered points in the middle 2 quarters. But Port struck first, and they've struck most recently. Rolling to the right, throw on the run again. Caught by Archer just shy of the first down marker. Mark him at the 29-yard line. They're finding the openings on those crossing routes.
They are, and that's going to be important here to make an adjustment defensively here for the Scotties, but they got it in front of the sticks, brings up 3rd down. Big 3rd down here for this defense.
Tight formation. Again, pop pass forward, going to Archer from left to right. He's going to get a block, and he's going to get the first down.
Yeah, Archer's the guy who they really love to get to the edges with. They get the ball into his hands. He's quick, and he makes good decisions and good vision on it. Picks up that first down. Clock's going to start again after they set the sticks with 9:08 here to play in the fourth.
They get 9 catches, 4 of them coming on this drive for Noah Archer. He's now got 61 receptions on the season.
Benton don't break defense is what you need right now for.
Trying to blitz on the far side, somehow eluding the pressure is the quarterback, Evans. Go to the far sideline, but not staying in bounds on that far sideline. I believe that's Evans yet again on the intended target.
Yeah, they brought the blitz from both sides, and they were able to chase them down, got him off bounds, and he made the throw, threw it incomplete, and bring up second down. Again, this is really important here. You can bend if you're the Union Scotties, but you can't break here and give up a quick score.
12 of 18 passing is Drew Evans for 125 yards. 9 of the 12 receptions have been made by Noah Archer. Dropping back again, looking to his left. The ball's going to be hit. He's going to be sacked. Ball's loose. It's picked up. Fisher is off to the races.
Not only does he throw a touchdown, he's going to score one defensively.
Caden Fisher may have just sent the Scotties to Cumberland Valley with a 65-yard strip sack score.
Talk about a game changer and possibly a Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game nomination there. What a play. He's on both ends of possible Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game type scenario here tonight.
Caden Fisher, basically this entire possession, he has been one step away from that big play. And how about a little redemption for the big man who dropped the touchdown pass at the ACK last week? A little redemption as he finally gets to the quarterback, and then the presence of mind to pick it up and take it to the house.
Going for 2. Here we go.
So going for the conversion, Union. Taking the snap is Thomas, rolling out to his right, throws to the back of the end zone through the hands of the intended target. That was Grayson Blakely, unable to make the catch in the back of the end zone, but the lead back up to 20 points. Union, with 8:37 remaining, has the lead. We'll be back in a moment here in the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Union High School Scotties 34 for Allegany Gators 14.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
Well, another defensive touchdown, Tim Continenza. 2 at Acrisure last week and a big one here to make it 34-14.
This defense has set the stages for opportunities throughout this playoff run, and we've seen it here again. The offense gave up the ball on a turnover. The defense was getting Benton don't break type scenario as they got inside the 30-yard line. But the most important thing is they got the turnover back, and they turned that turnover into points for the second time here tonight.
Bouncing at about the 30-yard line, this kickoff going to be taken at the 28. Running around is Nick Wilfong, the freshman. He's going to break away from a couple of tacklers, still going, and he puts the ball up. Ball's loose, picked up at the 37-yard line by Union. Mike Gunn gets the fumble recovery. And that might just be icing on the cake. Another Medore Bonner Law change in possession.
Huge defensive play, special team play this time here for the Union Scotties. They're taking advantage of. This is what we've seen against Canevin. This is now what we're seeing against Port Allegany. Once this team gets focused defensively in special teams, they can make plays, and they find a way to get the plays made. These turnovers are so huge. They're backbreakers, and they're taking advantage of it. This right now, if they thought they still had a chance in the game, they're basically right now, their backs are so far up against the wall. One more score will be that last straw in the back.
3 turnovers forced by Union, plus 2 turnover on downs tonight for Port Allegany. We have flags thrown on this play on the handoff coming at the beginning to Gunn, but Union never got fully set, so the procedure penalty will push the Scotties back. Didn't see who made the hit, but it was Mike Gunn who made the recovery.
Basically, it was a strip tackle from behind on Wilfing, and he gave up the ball, and then Gunn was there for the recovery and picked it up and advanced it a few yards before the play ended. But a huge turn of events here for the Union Scotties.
Clock, though, winds. We're down to 8:15 remaining, 34-14 Union with the lead. Last score update we had on the other side of the bracket was 21-all between Canton and Steelton Highspire. That one about the same time frame. There's about 7 minutes remaining there. 5 on the play clock. Thomas counting it down. Now we'll get the snap. He's going to hand it off to Gunn. Up the middle. Has a big hole. Inside the 35. Inside the 30. He's off to the races. One man to beat. He breaks away from him. And there's the dagger. Mike Gunn, 38 yards out. Makes it 41-14 Scotties.
And Union is about to set the record straight that they're going to be headed for their first opportunity to win a state title. Oh, my goodness. They've blown this game open here in the last 4 or 5 minutes of playtime. But, I mean, it's just been amazing what this team does when it has the ball in their hands or defensively and they get things rocking. They're tough to stop. We've seen this the last few weeks. Again, they're doing it again. Another 2-point opportunity here for the Art Cunningham conversion for the Union Scotties.
And again, the math teacher can't do math. It's 40-14 heading into this conversion attempt. Thomas in the gun, has Gunn to his left. They're going to fake the handoff. Thomas trying to get to the edge. Stiff arms a man back at the 10. Now tries to get to the edge. He won't get there. Big stiff arm, all for show, though. He thought he landed on a defensive player and got into the end zone. They're not going to give it to him. It's 40-14 Union with the advantage. We'll keep it right here at lcsportsnet.com. 7:46 remaining. Those 2 touchdowns coming, Tim, just 51 seconds apart. I'm having to do too much math here today.
And that is your Joseph's Marketplace Drive summary. Joseph's Marketplace, the Newcastle favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Check out their new cafe, bakery section, and place an order to go at josephnc.com.
Well, I want to mention this before we get too far away from the Caden Fisher 65-yard fumble return. So after the game ended last week against Bishop Canevin, we'll go down, we're giving out our shirts. The first thing that Matt Stanley says is, dude, we have to poke fun at Caden Fisher for not being able to make that catch. He's not excited about the win. He's not like starstruck. He's just matter of fact, we got to poke fun. And for those who don't know, I am a teacher at Union. I have both of them in third periods. It's like third period, put the picture of it up on the big screen. So when they came back, we played along. We did. He laughs about it. But it was all serious. It was all business, and that right there might be just the redemption that you love to see from such a great kid. Already to do it with the arm that he's only thrown 3 passes all year coming into tonight's game. Comes in at the right situation, gets one at the halftime buzzer, and then makes the big play on defense.
Amazing.
Line drive kick is going to be taken at the 35-yard line. They actually kicked that from the 25-yard line, Tim. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I did. I was wondering why they were back. I did not see the flag, unless they got a celebration penalty.
But that would be – oh, yeah, it is 15 yards. I see the X there for Clarion University College.
Right, at the 35, yeah.
So, I know Thomas was upset at the end of the play. You wonder if he may have gotten an unsportsmanlike for arguing about it. But this does give great field position. Port Allegany will start in plus territory at the 47-yard line of Union.
Yeah, one thing you don't want to do to any team is give them life and give them a reason to try to stay in the game. And right now they're just, they're looking for anything positive to really cling to.
3 receivers set. Time winding down on Port. They're going to hand it off up the middle, trying to bounce outside. Not a lot of room, but reaching forward across midfield. And we're going to have a flag thrown at the end of this play as well after the Archer carry of 4 yards.
I think they may get a face mask. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like that might be the call.
Yep. Somebody got a hand on the mask. So it'll be 4 yards and then 15 more on the face mask. So a couple of 15-yard penalties. That's now 7 penalties against Union here in tonight's game.
Well, it's another 15-yard, and that will just advance the ball a little farther towards the goal line, and it'll be first down and 10 here for the Gators.
Second time they've gotten a first down on the penalty. Archer only 19 yards carrying, but he's done a lot of damage through the air. That's where Evans looks to go again. Throw towards the near side, deflection, and almost intercepted. Dane Jonke almost added an interception to his list for tonight. He's got a pair of touchdown receptions in the first half.
We have some interesting choices to make on play of the game and player of the game coming up.
I know one thing, though, Tim. We're going to have some great shots of all the action thanks to Something for Your Wall photography.
I was just going to say, we don't have to worry about that.
Oh, my goodness, yes. So make sure you check out all those, not only from this game, but also from the championship game last week.
Let's be honest, that's how we figured out it was Jonke who caught the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
If we didn't see those still pictures, we would not have known.
Yeah, thank Heather Walzer for that. Something for Your Wall photography. Second down and 10. Evans throwing towards the near sideline. Caught at the 20-yard line. Tackled there after about an 8 or 9 yard pickup.
Kept them in bounds.
Just shy of the first down marker.
Exactly what you wanted to do. Keep them in front of the sticks. Yeah, they got 9 yards on the play, but they didn't get a first down to stop the clock for a moment. So the clock continues to run. You try to keep them, again, behind the sticks.
Again, into the red zone goes Port Allegany. They'll hand it off to Moses up the middle, inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. So the clock will stop momentarily after that 6-yard carry for Moses. So Port will be, again, in the red zone. By the way, that was Nick Wilfong on that last reception, his first of the game. Stacked receivers both ways. Going back into the pattern, throw over the middle, caught behind. The throw was caught behind him, and he drags into the end zone. There it is. There's the signal. Touchdown Port with 6:34 remaining. So they drive right down the field in 1 minute, 12 seconds. Still a lot of time left, Tim.
Well, that's exactly what Port needed to do. To get some life in this ball game. They're still down by 3 touchdowns. And it brings it forward for this is a huge 2-pointer coming up. You want to keep it where they need to score 3 full touchdowns. You don't want where 18 points. You want to make them have to get a 2-pointer beyond this one here.
And up the middle with it is...
He's into the end zone.
I believe that was Moses on the run, and he is in there. Makes it 40-22. 6:34 remaining. Likely an onside kick on the other side of this break. Back in a moment here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP, after this quick message from the Union Area Education Association.
Hey, Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association. And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
Not sure if anybody at the beginning of the year saw what this Union team was about to accomplish, making it all the way to the state semifinals and just a few moments away. 6:34 remaining in this fourth quarter from a trip to Cumberland Valley. This fourth quarter, again, brought to you by Jefferson Poultry, located on Mill Street in Newcastle. Wholesaler of fresh chicken, beef, pork, lamb, and deli items. Search Jefferson Poultry for all your market pricing. Here comes an onside kick likely with 6:34 remaining.
Let's see if they try to get it over the first line.
They're going to go with the short bounce. It bounces over everybody. Elijah Booker has to go all the way back to the 40-yard line and smothers the grenade. Wow.
Yeah, wow, exactly right, man. They couldn't ask for a better bounce. That took like 2 rolls, and they just took a bounce about 20 foot high over both lines of the special teams. And then it was just a race to the ball, and he was on his knees rolling for it, and he gets to it and smothers it at the 40-yard line. Great field position here for Union, but right now, more importantly, they need first downs.
Yes.
They need to move the ball with the rushing game and collect first downs.
6:32 remaining. It's still a 3-possession game with Union up by 18. All 3 timeouts remaining for Port Allegany. Handoff to Mike Gunn on the left edge, fighting forward, gets across the 40, out to about the 42-yard line for a gain of 2.
And again, you want positive yardage. That's positives. 2 yards. This is the third down where you want to try to get, a second down, where you want to try to get a third down and manageable. So obviously 4 or 5 yards on this play would be ideal or more. But most importantly, you need first downs. That's what they have to do. You're going to force them to use their timeouts defensively. They still have 3 timeouts left in this ballgame.
using all the play clock, down to 8 on the play clock. 5:50 on the game clock, 40-22 Union in the lead. Handoff Gunn, tries to get to the left edge, now tries to bounce outside, and actually he just goes down.
Yeah, I think he just lost his footing trying to make a cut.
And there's going to be your first timeout called by Port Allegany with 5:38 remaining, your first Ponchos Insurance timeout of the second half. I want to give another shout out to our friends at Castle Asphalt. Castle Asphalt and Construction, they know the importance of making a good first impression. No matter how elegant your home or office may be, matching it with poor road surfaces, well, it can make your friends and potential clients regret making the trip. Make sure you get your free estimate at castleasphalt.com.
And loss of 2 there on the carry there by Gunn when he lost his footing. And his ball back at the original line of scrimmage of the 40-yard line. So here's the scenario is they probably won't call a timeout if you run the ball here. But if they do, that's a good thing. You want them to have less timeouts. So I don't think you want to put this ball in the air. I think you want to make the decision, a scenario where Port has to use one of their timeouts.
Well, this fast-moving first half has certainly slowed down to 5:38 remaining in the contest. 3rd down and 10. They're going to fake the handoff. Gunn's going to be the lead blocker for Thomas. He's going to get out to the 45-yard line, pick up of 5 yards, and there is another Ponchos Insurance timeout taken at the 5:33 mark. Second one taken by Port Allegany. Their defense does the job. They're going to force Union to have to punt it away.
Coach Nibala did a great job there, keeping the ball on the ground, forcing them to use their second timeout defensively. So they're only down to 1 timeout left in this game, with just a little over 5:30 left here in the 4th quarter. You're going to punt the ball away. You're going to play field position. You need a good snap here from Jonke and get it to Thomas and get a good punt off and with no return or very little return. They've called fair catch most of the time, but you're going to put your defense back on the field with an 18-point lead. That's a wonderful scenario. You just want to make them go 70 or 80 yards to score again and hopefully me 6, 7, 8, 10 play type drive.
5:33 remaining as Thomas gets ready to punt this one away. Return man is standing at about his own 23-yard line. I believe that is Peyton Stiles, deep to receive. Better snap this time, running out to his right. This is going to be a fake, and now he's going to rugby-style punt at the last second. It's off the side of his foot. Not the best punt, though it does take a Union bounce, and that's one that I think Thomas is just looking to see, is there something there? If not, boot it away. It's going to go down at the 33-yard line, so that'll be only a 23-yard punt, but again, you got the job done. You got it off.
You got the job done, like you say. You got the punt off. That's the most important thing. You took a few seconds longer to get the punt off, so you take a few extra seconds off the clock. We'll see how that plays out. They didn't get a run back, and you got a good bounce. So in the end, it works out well.
But all of a sudden, you're seeing Port Allegany through the air really getting the job done and in a hurry, though Union is playing pretty backed off defensively. Here's going to be a throw to miscommunication. It's going to be an interception. That'll be the dagger as Dane Jonke gets the pick. That'll be all she wrote this time on another Medore Bonner Law turnover, the 4th of the game.
What a game Jonke has had for this Union Scotties team. Scored a couple touchdowns in the first half, comes up with a big pick here in the 4th quarter to preserve an 18-point lead with 5:17 here to play in the 4th quarter. This is huge. Right now, you just go back to your bread and butter. You tell your offensive line, create some holes, and we're just going to go right down the field and put it in one more time here and let everybody know you're playing the Union Scotties.
2 touchdowns and now an interception on defense. Handoff to Gunn, left edge, and he's got room. And just like you said, Tim, cuts inside, makes that last man miss, and he is gone! Mike Gunn with another exclamation point at the end of this one.
There it is. Mike Gunn been the wrinkle that we've been wondering what would Coach D come up with. It was Mike Gunn as a runner in the second half, and this time he breaks one off for the big 42-yard touchdown run, and what a play that was.
Just 13 seconds on that one-play scoring drive. Both Gunn touchdown runs were one-play scoring drives.
It's becoming more and more. Let's pull a name out of the hat for player and play of the game right now here, James.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun figuring that one out. First, we have a conversion right from the middle of the field. To the right is Gunn. They're going to fake the handoff to him. Braylon lowers his shoulder. Did he get into the end zone waiting for a signal?
He may have. We'll see if they're going to call it late. No, they're going to say she stopped just short.
Nope, stop short. So conversion fails. It's still 46-22. Union with the lead back here in 30 seconds here at lcsportsnet.com. Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination. Union leading 46-22 with 5:08 remaining. Last score update we just received is Steel High is now leading by a touchdown over Canton. Right now it looks like Union will be facing one of those two teams, but again, still a lot of time left, and Port Allegany has been scoring in a hurry. This will be the longest 5 minutes in Union football history. Short squibber taken at about the 37-yard line, and just falling on it is Port A. They'll take over there with 5:06 left. Tim Continenza, yes, lots of choices for our LCAP player of the game coming up.
There's no question about it. Like I said, we can put a few names in a hat and draw one and not be wrong. And it will be, we can do that with the play of the game, too, be honest with you, and the Melee play of the game. But it's going to be a lot of fun, that discussion we're going to have here shortly. But this is just about keeping the plays in front of you. We've been talking about that all in the second half. Try to keep them short of the sticks. Don't let them get any type of way to stop the play or the clock.
Two receivers each way, screen to Moses on the near side. The big back fights forward, gets about 3 or 4 yards, but is tackled inbounds by Cartwright. Tick, 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 tick.
Exactly. The most important thing there, he only got about 3 yards on the play, and he was tackled inbounds as he was headed towards the sideline. You know that's what you're going to do. So you got to pinch the sidelines and keep them from stopping the clock, but there was a flag against the defense.
Roughing the passer, the call back in the backfield. So
that's a third first down on a penalty.
Yes, it is. So give a credit for a 4-yard gain on Moses' first catch. Well, you know what's going to be talked about in the Union film room over the weekend.
Yeah, you just can't. This is key. Even you're fortunate to have the big lead that you do, so it's not as devastating as it could be. But that is something you're going to be cleaning up this week in practices if you're Coach Nee.
8 penalties for 85 yards against Union. Dropping back is Evans on 1st and 10 from Union's 45. Trying to buy time, and they got take your pick as it's going to be Maddox Thompson to make the sack. But he was in there, as was Caden Fisher, as was Josh Toman. Love seeing that, the senior in there making part of that sack. Josh Toman was honored on Veterans Day a couple of weeks ago at Union. He is an enlisted serviceman in the Army Reserves, and he's part of that sack committee for Union.
Huge play. This defense has found a way to make plays the last few weeks, and it continues that march towards a championship game.
15 yards lost on that sack. Evans drops back, short out. Caught, making a man miss is Archer. He's going to get back to midfield.
I tell you what, Archer has been impressive all game long. No Archer, not just catching the ball, running the ball after the catch. He has done a terrific job in keeping Port Allegany's offense alive here tonight.
We're going to have to confirm with our comrades here. I got him at 11 catches for 98 yards. Impressive stuff. 3rd down and 15. Ball right at midfield. Evans pumps again. Now looks to run. Cuts up field, and he's going to slide down after about a 3 or 4 yard pickup. Clock's going to run with 3:30 remaining. Union with the 24-point advantage.
The key is they kept him in the middle of the field, and they brought him down before the front started the stick, so it's 4th down and 11.
Port, maybe their last chance. Here on 4th and 11. 2 receivers each way for Evans in the gun. Has a man to his right, dropping back. He's going to step up in the pocket, avoids one rusher. looking down the field. He's now past the line, but he's got open space in front of him. He will get the first down at the 30-yard line. He wanted to throw like he did earlier, didn't realize how much room there was.
Yeah, once he's seen that empty field to his right, he just went down the sideline, picked up about 15 extra yards on the run, on the scramble, and it goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line with just under 3 minutes here left in the fourth quarter.
2:59 to be exact, and yes, the clock stops as he gets out of bounds. They mark it right at the 30-yard line. 16-yard pickup there on 4th and long. That's the first fourth down conversion of the game for Port Allegany. 3 receivers left for Evans in the gun. He's looking down the middle of the field. Man open, sliding catch made, past the sticks by Archer, making an even dozen for Archer.
They'll stop this clock momentarily as they reset the sticks. And once they get the sticks down, they will start the clock again.
Tell Mr. Archer I'm out of room on my score sheet here. He's got 12 receptions for $111. Make it 13 as he catches a bubble screen to the near sideline. Shake and bake. He's not going to get away from Gunn. He fights forward for a 4-yard pickup down to about the 12-yard line.
And these are okay defensively for Union. You have the big lead. As long as you keep them in bounds, the clock continues to run. That's their 12th man. Not only the scoreboard's really the 12th man, and the clock is the 13th man. So they got a lot against them right now if you're the Gators.
2:15 as they take this snap. Evans again over the middle, caught by Archer. He's right at the sticks. It'll depend on the spot, but it looks like he's got enough at about the 7-yard line. Again, Port Allegany in the red zone and moving the chains.
Yeah, they'll get first and goal, I believe, now. Inside the 10-yard line. But again, we're down to 2 minutes left in the game. It really is kind of academic here.
Going to be a handoff up the middle for Blaine Moses, and the senior will get his second touchdown of the game. Pretty wide open right up the gut. His second touchdown scamper, this one from 7 yards out, and Port Allegany will not go down without a fight.
No, they definitely have not given up in this ball game, but the scoreboard tells you it's a long climb to go. 46-28. They'll go for 2 here and try to make this a 2-touchdown, 2 extra point game.
And it's going to be Archer to run it in on the conversion. Makes it 46-30, so it remains a 2-possession game. Another onside kick coming on the other side of this timeout. Back in a moment here at lcsportsnet.com. The state semifinals also on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Well, Union, at the very least, was able to force Port Allegany to take a lot of time off the clock. About 3 minutes and 12 seconds, to be precise there, Tim.
And that's the key. They're down by 2 scores and 2 extra two-pointers.
Here comes the onside kick, another bouncer, another high bounce through the hands of 1, 2, and recovered by Port Allegany. And then they throw a flag late as the runner is going down the field. Thomas is trying to back off of him, but they're going to get an extra 15 yards for a hit after the whistle blew. Never heard a whistle, but he's going to have to go off.
They're going to say it was a late hit. He hit him out of bounds. Thomas doesn't believe he was really involved on the play, but couldn't quite see from our vantage point exactly who was involved on it. But the ball bounced again. It was a great onside kick. Give them credit where credit due. They got that big bounce, went off 2 hands of the Scotties, and then fell into the hands of Port Allegany's player. And you can't advance an onside kick, so he's down where he caught it around the 44-yard line. They'll assess the penalty from there. They got 1 timeout left in this ball game, 1:53. Your defense has been the star of your team here the last 2 weeks. Yes, you've given up 30 points, but their defense right now has the advantage, and all they have to do is keep them in play and make them use their final timeout.
So still life out there for Port Allegany. They're on life support.
They are.
The
They get the ball at the
still running.
24-yard line.
Well, they marked off a 20-yard penalty then because it was marked at the 43.
Yeah, it was.
They marked a 19-yard penalty there, Tim. Are they
Let's
fixed?
see if they catch it. Yeah, I think that's what the coaching staff's asking.
Union just called a timeout. That is their third and final. But, yeah, they marked it at the 43, and then they moved it down to the 24. So your phantom 19-yard penalty.
Yeah, it's talking about they need a math teacher down there.
Well, the way I've been going tonight, I'm not sure you want to call me at this point. Make sure you, though, call chiropractors Mitch Maley, Chris Argero, and, of course, Dr. Kelsey Bowser as well. They're the best of the best chiropractor in Lawrence County. We have to come up with a Maley chiropractic play of the game at the end of this one. And at this point, I think if you're the Union coaching staff, you're saying you want your play of the game to just be seeing those clocks hit 0.
Yeah, right now that's the thing. You got to keep the play in front of you. The key here is defensive. You're telling your guys, keep them in bounds, keep the play in front of you. You're still up by 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points, 2 2-pointers. So the advantage is still with Union. You just got to take it one play at a time. Make sure you make the tackle. That's one thing they didn't do in the last drive. A couple times Archer got away, or Styles got away, and they were able to get extra yards. So you don't want that to happen.
Dropping back to passes, Evans steps up in the pocket and throws back across the middle of the field. Has Archer again at the 15. Makes a man miss down to the 10. Clock stops with the moving of the chains after that 14-yard pickup.
And they'll stop it, and they'll start it again once they get the ball set and the staying set. But plenty of time to get everybody lined up.
His 15th catch for Noah Archer. Clock winding. 1:34 as Evans takes the snap. Steps up into the pocket. Trying to go to the near sideline. Huge hold that was missed. He's run out of bounds at about the 2-yard line, short of the end zone. Mark it down at the 1. There was a huge grab of the jersey that the officials missed. And they're going to call it down at the 1 after that 9-yard pickup.
Support still alive. Under 90 seconds here to play. Again, a lot of defensive players have been on this field a lot here in the fourth quarter. You need to just suck it up and make a play here.
Handoff to the middle, and it's going to be in the end zone for Blaine Moses, just like that. 2 touchdowns, just 28 seconds apart.
Well, that's the key, is they got the ball back on that onside kick. A couple penalties along the way really hurt Union and gave them a real short field. This is a huge 2-pointer.
Yes.
If you stop it here, they still need an extra score to even take the lead. So this is a very important play here for the Union Scotties special teams.
So now it's going to be two guys in the backfield, 3 guys in the backfield, T formation, Rochester style. They're going to hand it off. That's going to be keep right. Evans trying to go to the right side. The last second he's going to try to throw, and he's not going to be able to. He's going to be dragged down back at a 10-yard line. That is a huge stop of a Cunningham Funeral Home conversion because with 1:26 left to go, it is still a 2-possession game.
That was the key. Getting that stop on that 2-pointer makes it a 10-point game, and we know they don't have a kicking game. So that is a big, big part of this game. Now we have the onside kick yet again, and you got to get your hands teams out there and understand you got to get underneath the ball. Make sure you're not reaching up high for it, but underneath it, where you're coming to it and you're getting it into a basket. That's going to be really key here. You have your guys out there. You got Fisher. You got, you got Thomas out there. You got Jonke. So this is where they're going. They've been going to the left side. Let's see if they reverse it this time and go right side.
Well, they've gotten one onside kick, and they've been pretty darn close with good bounces on 2 others. Here he comes again. Jared Funk's done a great job. Here's one that's taken by the front man, and right on cue, it is number 21 who's had such a spectacular game. Dane Jonke comes up big, recovers the onside kick, and now Union just a couple of kneel downs away. It won't be Hershey Kisses out on the field. Cucumbers for Cumberland Valley?
I guess.
Well, first off, what credit to this Port Allegany team who just would not give up in this game. We have had now 7 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, Tim.
It's an amazing semifinal here. But right now, all you have to do is take knees. This is victory formation.
They're in a normal set right now with Gunn to the right of Thomas. That's going to be Cartwright who's going to get a carry. He's just going to try to waste some time, and now he's going to go down after a loss. Just a smart play, try to waste clock. Now there is nothing left to do but give a couple of kneel downs after this last Pontius Insurance timeout taken by Port Allegany.
Yeah, I thought if anything, you just keep the ball at hand of your quarterback, have him go forward and back and just kind of see what happens and then take a knee. But, I mean, it all works out in the wash in the end. And that's it. This is just being successfully handing the ball to your quarterback and getting in victory formation. And they're headed off to lands they've never been before.
Land that nobody has ever been before. No one's been to Cumberland Valley. The first year they've had their championships there, but the first time the Union Scotties will ever make the trip to a state championship.
Talking about Union Scotties doing something they've never done before. And it is going to be a special moment. Special week coming up. A lot of great practices coming up for Coach Nee and his coaching staff and players. They're going to be excited. It's going to be a big part for the community, and it's going to be exciting to cover it here on lcsportsnet.com. And I cannot wait to just see what happens in the next week. It should be a lot of fun. But right now, most importantly, is get the snap and get into victory formation type scenario. Don't risk extra handoff. There's just no need. Have it in Thomas's hand and go down.
They are going to keep it with, actually, I believe that's Gunn who took the snap. Yeah. He's going to fall forward for a gain of 1. They'll let the clock wind down as long as they can. Gunn, 10 carries, 95 yards, and they should
got 40 seconds from the end of the play.
Yeah, so there should be about 30 seconds left when they take this final snap. So, yeah, one more kneel is all it takes. They still have one timeout listed on the board for Port Allegany. They took their last one,
Yeah, they did. I think they took it off of on the scoreboard. I think they took it from Union side instead of
they just fixed it. They just fixed it. There's no timeouts left. All it takes is one kneel down now, and it is over. 35 seconds left. It's Gunn who will take the snap. It's Gunn who will just go take the knee. Union will face Steelton High Spire in the championship game. Union, set your dials again. 1 o'clock Thursday. The Union Scotties will be playing for a football state championship. Your final score, Union 46, Port Allegany 36. We'll come back with the Tri-County Principals post-game show here in a moment on lcsportsnet.com.
Your final, Union High School 46, Port Allegany 36.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
Here on the Tri-County Principals post-game show. The post-game show also brought to you today by Michael Joseph of State Farm. Being a part of the community is important to Agent Michael Joseph, and we thank him for his support of tonight's broadcast on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Tim Continenza alongside. I'm James Dotson. 46-36, your final score. We're going to let Tim try to do some chicken scratch work if he can try to read through the scoring summaries. He's going to do the post-game show. Well, I have to head down with Cody Patterson and with our other friends doing the writing. Chris Rossetti of D9 Sports. Can't thank him enough for his support of our broadcast here tonight. You can check out my recap article of this game on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, but that means I have to sign off and remind you, 1 o'clock on Thursday is where we will be for the championship game. And I got some shirts to pass out, Tim, so it is all you, sir.
Thank you, my friend. As this is your Michael Joseph State Farm post-game show as the Union Scotties advance to the PIAA Championship in Single A with a 46-22 victory over, or 46-36 victory over the Port Allegany Gators here tonight. Well, the scoring got started early in the first half, or in the first quarter, when Blaine Moses went on a 2-yard run. Kick failed, and it was 6-0 with 5:56 off the clock in the first quarter on the opening drive. Jane Jonke then caught a 5-yard touchdown pass in the second quarter as they tied it at 6 as the run failed on the two-pointer. Matt Stanley, a 32-yard run, made it a 32-yard run took 1:59 off the clock, made it 12-6. The two-pointer failed. Again, that was a 6-play, 72-yard drive. Then it was Dane Jonke on a pass of 42 yards from Fisher that capped an 8-play, 63-yard drive, made it 20-6 at halftime. That was the last play of the second quarter as Union went in at halftime 20-6. Union came out in the third quarter. It was Maddox Thompson on a 21-yard touchdown from Gunn, and it made on a 10-play, 51-yard drive that made it 28-6. Peyton Stiles would get on the scoreboard next for Port Allegany as they went on a 3-play, 42-yard drive to cut the lead down to 28-14. It was then Cajun Fisher, this time on a fumble recovery, 65 yards. The 2-point pass failed, and Union stretched their lead out to 34-14. Gunn then on a 38-yard run, on a 1-play, 33-yard play, stretched it out to 40-14. The run failed on the two-pointer. Archer would then score on a 13-yard pass as they went on for a 40-22 score lead, and then Gunn would come back with a 42-yard run on one play, then stretch it out to 46-22. Two more scores would happen in the fourth quarter for Port Allegany as Moses would score for 7 yards out, and Archer run made it 46-30, and then Moses won a 1-yard run failed, and the final score of 46-36 as the Union Scotties have now advanced to the single A PIAA Championship next Thursday afternoon at 1 p.m. It's now time for our Melee Chiropractic play of the game. And then the play of the game will go to Caden Fisher again on that strip fumble recovery for 65 yards. Melee Chiropractic is proud to present the Play of the Game award to Caden Fisher. And Melee Chiropractic and Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Fisher tonight with tonight's Player of the Game. He will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of the Play of the Game. Videos of tonight's standout play will be featured on the Trib Live High School Sports Network standout platform on Twitter and Instagram. To view the Melee Chiropractic Play of the Game and a full list of this season's top plays, go to lcsportsnet.com and click on Play of the Game. Congratulations again to Caden Fisher for tonight's Melee Chiropractic Play of the Game. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. And the LCAP Player of the Game award goes to Dane Jonke, who received 2 touchdown passes during the game and came up with a huge interception late in the fourth quarter to help seal the game away. The Lawrence County Community Action Partnership is proud to present the Player of the Game award to Dane Jonke of Union. LCAP and the Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Dane Jonke for tonight's Player of the Game and will receive a customized T-shirt from the Red Zone in recognition of being tonight's Player of the Game. To view a full list of this year's Player of the Game, go online to lcsportsnet.com and click on Player of the Game. Congratulations to Dane Jonke for being tonight's Player of the Game, the LCAP Player of the Game, LCAP Changing Lives. So congratulations to both our recipients of awards tonight in Fisher and Jonke, who led the way for the Union Scotties to get to the championship game next Thursday afternoon, and you'll have it right here on lcsportsnet.com. I want to thank everybody who's been involved in everything this season here on lcsportsnet.com, and, of course, your play-by-play announcer here tonight and math genius in James Dawson as we come away with that big win here tonight for Union. a 46-36 victory over Port Allegany. For James, I am Tim Continenza, wishing you all a wonderful good evening. We'll talk to you again on Thursday afternoon, 1 p.m. kickoff for the 1A championship in the PIAA. Congratulations to the Union Scotties for advancing for the first time in school history. We'll talk to you next time on Thursday afternoon. 12:30 will be pregame. Kickoff is 1 p.m. right here on lcsportsnet.com.